Hey, hi, hello. Good evening, and happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week. Hope you are doing well. Hope your week has been going well for you. As for me, it's been pretty relaxing. Like the middle of summer, and I guess even though I'm still working, it kind of sort of it's reminds me of school in a way, right? At least when I went to school, we always had like the big summer breaks where we had 3 months off, and yeah, I know people said it's not really a good thing, but that's beside the point. Wonder, my workplace is kind of like that too, where we don't have anything big going on. We just kind of show up, do stuff, go home. And you know what? That's cool, right? I mean, it's still useful things. We're getting things done, and we're getting paid for it. So, hey, it all works out, right? Hey! Hello there, Molecular Shadow Fox. How are you doing tonight? Good to see you as always. Personally, I've been hiding from my shame after embarrassing myself so bad. Oh no! What happened? Well, tonight, in contrast to the more easygoing week, I think we're at the precipice of a pretty huge event tonight. Gonna do that Le Mans race. I know I started it last week, but I saw, oh, we're gonna be running for 2 hours, and I've been playing for a long time after that, so I figured I'd just, cut my losses, get out of there. Because it looks like minimum you're gonna have to play 2 hours, right? No matter what. You can like change the time scale to do a full 24 hours, and I'm sure there's a crowd for that, but that's not my thing. So that'll probably take up the majority of the stream. We're just gonna race on the Le Mans, and to be honest, that's gonna be one of those events where I'll just accept whatever result happens, because holy cow, if I mess up like an hour in, there's no way I'm gonna restart, right? No way that's gonna happen. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? There it is. Le Mans. 2 hours. We're gonna just jack the skill all the way down to 0, because 2 hours of racing is gonna be long enough. Fortunately, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. No weaseling our way around this. We just gotta do it. I was getting my hair washed, and I accidentally yipped like a fox. I was dying inside, wanted the earth to swallow me up. Icing on the cake was that I accidentally sent the yiff to a non-furry friend, so yeah, it's been a very red week for me. I won't live this all down. Oh, God. Yeah. That's gotta be absolutely harrowing when you've been trying to, keep your various lives separate, but you get that one thing that just kind of breaches it, and you're like, uh-oh, oh god. Oh, well, only wishing you the best. Hopefully, whatever happens, it will be in your favor, and you'll come out of it at the very least in the same state, if not better. All right, let's do it. We're just gonna drive, right? Good thing they set me on the thing I was at, so we can just start racing. But yeah, see there on the lower left, 2 hours. We're gonna be at this for 2 hours. Yeah, I guess this reminds me of a time when it was like when I was met up and she played the Paw Patrol theme on her phone. I was like, oh man. Yeah. Oh. Just hopefully your friend will support you no matter what. Hopefully your friend will support you. But yeah, when I was first starting the crossplay, right? I'd kind of kept my costumes over at my friend's place, because still didn't want to let it be known to everyone yet, but of course we had to clean them because, you know, I'd been wearing them for like 3 days. So my friend offered to like wash them up and then clean them up. You know, they were like hanging in the backyard, kind of getting air dried. And then some of my other friends came over, and it's like when my friend remembered, oh snap, wait, the costumes are still in the backyard, and they came out in the backyard, and they did their best to try to kind of cover, right? But I think my other friends eventually caught on to it, so eventually I realized, hey, so you like crossplaying, eh? And thankfully they were all pretty supportive of it, so I'm thankful for that. It's over. Time to move towns, change my name. I do feel like that. Absolutely feel like that. Oof. That's good. Yeah. That's always the scariest part, right? When you got that secret that's, you know, just you know, just kind of like a deep secret about you. And you're just always worried, right? Because it feels like there's always two ways it can go, right? Either they'll support you all the way, or it's just going to be like another subject to kind of make fun of you on. And right, sometimes you just don't want it to come out because you don't want to rock the boat, right? You kind of like the way things are, right? With everyone just having that favorable disposition towards you, but you know, depending on like what happens, it can be beneficial to keep it in. But sometimes if it does come out, then at the very least you'll know, like, you know, who's truly on your side and who isn't, right? I guess that's like the one thing you can at least take away from that. That's half the battle right there. Yeah. That's why I never hand over my phone. My Twitter timeline out of context would be like, woo, to an army. Yeah, right? I feel like all my handheld devices would be just for me, or at the very least, you know, I'd keep a close eye on it. I'd do something like, if someone asked, hey, could I call someone on your phone, right? If one of my siblings or my relatives asked to use my phone real quick, I'd go, yeah, here you go. And then, you know, you can do the call, and then most of the time they're usually good enough to just, like, hand it right back to me. You know, sometimes it doesn't. About lap times. I just care about getting through this whole thing. I don't even care that first and second are probably uncatchable at this point. It's like, bleh. Who cares? I'm just looking to finish. Oh god. Again, 2 hours means restarting will be a costly endeavor. Even if I am just like 5 minutes in, so I could restart and not suffer as much. But that's just like 5 more minutes we gotta spend on this, right? Kind of rough for me because my wallpaper is my persona. Oh, yeah. I mean, at the very least, if someone were to ask about it, you could go, oh yeah, this is like a drawing I saw online I thought was kind of cool, so I just stuck it on my phone. And, you know, that might open its own can of worms depending on who you're friends with, but... Online con friends and in real life friends, and never the twain shall meet. I get that feel. I absolutely get it. It's like online. It really feels like you can just cut loose, right? You can just, because, you know, like most of the other people you see, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like around the world. And hey, what are they going to do? I mean, there is a lot they could do, but for the most part, they're probably not going to, you know, track down your real life friends or anything like that. And if they do, yikes. But yeah, you can proper be yourself, right? You can really cut loose. Find a group of folks with similar interests, and you can all just like talk about that thing y'all enjoy so much. Right, as much as I like having folks in real life who kind of are really, really cool with me, getting into cross-dressing, it's nice to find other like-minded folks online who are also into cross-dressing, and then we can, like, you know, swap fashion tips and places to find clothes and things like that. It's real nice. It's real nice. Just me, or am I catching up? It's kind of unprecedented. I guess this is what happens when you obey the driving line. Look at that. Given enough time, and I got like an hour, 50 minutes to get there, I could probably overtake him. And hey, maybe given enough time, I could build my lead up to a degree where if I do wipe out, like, big time, I won't have them suddenly just pass by me. Chinwag about the best places to get outfits and stuff. Yeah! It's great. Definitely got a couple links from some folks that are like, hey, yeah, go check out, like, these brands and this site. They got clothes that will fit, like, you know, a more masculine frame. I'm like, yes. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that I'm into. Part of me wonders if I'm like putting a cart like before the horse kind of situation, because I did get in talks with someone about like designing a character sheet for an alternate outfit for my model, and this is like all before, like, you know, my first model is even finalized. I mean, the art's drawn and everything. I'm just waiting for the rigging to be completed. Man, I'm just excited, you know? You know, it's when you finally realize what you're able to do, and you're like, oh man, I got so many more things I want to do now. Like, oh yes, what other outfits should I have my character wear? And just thinking up of the designs and the kind of overall themes I want them to have, and seek out which artists have the art styles that I'm looking for. And, you know, considering that artists will usually go through cycles of being open for commissions and then working on commissions, kind of got to seize the moments while you can, right? Because if you don't get them then it might be a while before you're able to get them again. To be fair, gotta think of the big picture. Yes, you know what? There's also that, yeah. Sometimes you gotta think ahead, because, you know, sometimes you might need certain things to kind of, you know, go through the next steps, so you might as well get the materials ready beforehand and everything. Yeah. Got a couple things back in, like, the past few days, and I'm like, I think his name was Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, where he's just like, oh yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. There are still some other things that need to fall into place, but it feels like progress is being made, and I am happy for that. Also happy to report that we are 1/12 of our way through this Le Mans endurance race. 10 minutes down, hour 50 to go. Well, other than the you know, the whole yipping incident, how has your week been so far? Hopefully, it's been going by at least better, if not amazing. Another thing I was happy about this week is that all the late night shows that I watch have resumed. I think it was like, most of them were off for about 2 weeks, so I think the only one that was running was like Jimmy Kimmel, but even then, like, you know, Jimmy Kimmel himself is on break and he's having a bunch of guest hosts on. Yeah, they're all cool, they all bring their own style, but something about the main guy that I can't quite replace, right? But yeah, Colbert, Daily Show, Seth Meyers, they're all back on air, they're all doing stuff. They all got the same thing to talk about, admittedly, but it's nice to see them back. I'm sure as the days go by, there'll be other things for them to kind of catch on to and you know, riff on, as late night shows are wont to do. It's nice because now I have like a good substantial thing to fall asleep to again. Apart from all the embarrassment, not too bad really. Caught back up with a friend I've not seen online for over a year. Finally had their transition, invited me to her Discord, and said I should talk to her sis because she makes fursuits. I was like, whoa, oh dude, that's awesome. Yeah, congrats to your friend, and it's pretty cool that you got yourself like a new potential connection there. It's great, it's great. That's always one of the sadder things about being online, because you know, there's some folks that you get like, you know, super friendly with, you're talking with them a lot, and then, you know, maybe one day they just don't show up, right? Maybe you notice it, maybe you don't. Maybe you won't notice it until like a little while later. Maybe you don't notice it until you're like, hey, wow, whatever happened to this other fella? You go check up on their stuff, and it's like last online, like 6 months ago or something like that, and then you just go, oh boy, what did happen? Like, did they just like get bored, or maybe something more severe? Something else happened, they couldn't tell anyone, or they didn't want to tell anyone. Always just left wondering, because they can just disappear at the drop of a hat like that. And, yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know, yeah. It's all about networking, as you know, folks would put it. See that so much on message boards, oh my god. That's exactly what I was thinking of, yeah. Like, so many times you'll go to someone's profile and you'll see like last online, you know, like, you know, mid 2010s, or even worse is if it's so far back that they don't even specify a date or a time frame. They're just like offline. That's it. That's all you know. Got folk on there I've not seen since like 2018. Oh my god. Yeah, just like that. It's like 6 years later. Oh man. The most you can hope for then is just, yeah. I hope they are living the best life. I just hope they manage to do what they set out to do and are killing it out there. It's like an inertia effect, right? It's like some sort of online inertial effect. Right, whatever they were talking about last, you're just like hoping, yes, this is what they've continued doing, and this is where they're going to keep kicking ass. At least that's what you would tell yourself. One of them lives in my town. I was like, how have I not run into them in the wild? That is most interesting. Although you never know. They could be like one of those types who prefers to stay indoors, right? Even though they live in a particular place, they just might not go outside all that often, or even at all. Especially these days, since you can get like a lot of stuff delivered to your place. You might not even have to go out at all. Oh, and we're in ad mode, so I am going to race. Just gonna vibe We're 15 minutes in, about 12% of the way, 12.5% of our way through this event. Looks like we're going to be tussling a lot with second place to stay in the front of the pack here. But you know what? That's fine. Again, as long as they don't get to a point where they get so far ahead that it's impossible for me to catch up, I will be okay. And to be honest, even if they do get to a point where they get so far away that, you know, they're uncatchable, well, I'll just go, that's how it is. Because again, I'm not restarting this 2-hour event just to get first place. That feels like an exercise in futility. This is the kind of stuff I like. Get enough of a lead, and if you happen to mess up, you got a little leeway. And welcome back. A friend I caught back up with, she makes a living making avatars for VR chat. Ooh! A little 3D modeling, huh? That's pretty cool. That's nice. I'm sure the folks that commission her appreciate it very much. It is kind of incredible just like how many more opportunities for business have popped up with the advent of you know, particular online spaces like VR chat. You got people who can make a little extra money creating like 3D avatars for other folks. And then there's vtubing, which kind of really put into overdrive folks who, you know, draw character sheets, character concepts, live 2D models themselves, or model the 3D models, depending. And, you know, the people who rig it and make it move and give it some life and all that. Kind of crazy. Just like how many more opportunities have popped up like that. I wouldn't know where to start with something like that. It can feel intimidating, right? You're like, oh, I want to do this thing, and then you see all the stuff that goes into it, and then sort of get that intimidation, a bit of decision paralysis. It's like, oh boy, how do I go about this? Where do I start? It can be harrowing. I've been getting so many VTuber clips recommended to me on YouTube lately. Really? Good old algorithm at work. At the very least, it seems to be working in your favor. It is funny, though. You'll, like, say, watch a video on, I don't know, tacos or something, and next time you go to the home page, you see, like, at least, 5 more videos about tacos or something on there. It's like, oh, okay, I guess this is what YouTube thinks I'm into at the moment. Tacos. You know, swap tacos in for any other topic you're looking for, and like, yeah. Yup, so many femboy VTuber clips. Remember correctly, there's like a channel or two that's dedicated to, clipping femboy VTubers. I ran across them myself, here and there. It's all about finding your niche and just, working with that. Find your focus, and maybe you'll find a crowd for it, or at the very least you'll cultivate a crowd for it, if nothing else. My boy Line Chew's my fave ever since his ASMR channel got nuked. I did hear about that. Absolute bummer that happened. I see that on Twitter occasionally. You'll see like a VTuber go, "What? My channel is gone!" And then usually, the follow-up is either, "I got my channel back," or "They said they're not putting it back." Well, rip, I guess. kind of sucks. Especially if your livelihood kind of hinges on that. It's like, whoa, where do I go from here? A lot has been taken down. Oh yeah. The thing about online content is very ephemeral. You can't always rely on it being there. You know, there could come the day where it just vanishes without a trace. I know there's like a bunch of stories that I was into that I kept tabs on for a while, but unfortunately, like, the site they were hosted on just, like, went down all of a sudden. Unfortunately, I didn't have any of the stories saved, so sadly, I can't read them anymore. It's unfortunate, because I haven't been able to find them anywhere else, and all I have is just, like, you know, the faintest story beats in my head. Bummer, because I did enjoy those stories. Yeah, thank God for the other sites, right? Unfortunately, with the way certain other companies like payment processors have been cracking down, it's a never-ending battle with these kinds of things, right? It seems to go in a cycle. You'll get, like, a new site pops up that has all the freedom you ever want, but unfortunately, you know, as more eyes get trained on it, suddenly it starts getting hit on from all sides in a variety of ways, and eventually you just have to hope that another site will kind of rise up and do what that old site would do that you used to love so much, right? I had a lot of ASMR vids in my faves, and they're all gone. I wish I'd have downloaded them. Don't I get that feel? A lot of things where you just, you know, look back and wish, I wish I'd at least had my own copy. If not just for me, maybe at least have it there for archival purposes. I guess part of the reason why I started up my VODs channel. Just like, mostly uncut footage of my streams, because, you know, I don't expect it to go big or anything. I just want there to be an archive. I want there something to be on there so I can go point to it and say, I did this. This was me. Who knows? Maybe it'll come in handy. Maybe it won't. At the very least, I can at least have a record of what I did, you know? It's a good idea with how streams disappear from Twitch after like 6 months. Oh, yeah. I actually remember the Giant Bomb Twitch channel, because they used to have like every VOD they ever did like on there. This was back when Twitch would store VODs indefinitely, so I would just like fire up a random VOD and just like watch it, but eventually Twitch put in that thing where they would only be keeping VODs for a certain amount of time. And just like that, they all kind of disappeared. Granted, you could still access their videos on their website, but yeah, they weren't quite as readily as accessible as, say, just going to Twitch and just, you know, watching a VOD from there. And I think it's like not even 6 months. If you're not like on Amazon Prime or Twitch Turbo or anything like that, I think you only got like 2 weeks. But if you do have like Twitch Turbo or Amazon Prime, then you got 2 months instead. But yeah, thankfully I've managed to kind of catch up my video output to the point where once the stream is finished, I'll usually get like a version of the VOD that cuts out a lot of the extended intro stuff, and then I can just export that straight to YouTube. Just like that. I appreciate a YouTube channel that organizes playlists for ease of watching what you're looking for. Oh yeah, that's another thing I keep up with, right? Because I know you know, some people might be... people on YouTube usually want, like, a full video series, so I'll usually put them all into a playlist and try to put them in order. Or at the very least indicate what order they should be watched in, if nothing else. Is that the same for affiliate too? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be though. Like, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure about that. Like, you know, the VOD duration for affiliates is probably either 2 weeks or somewhere in between 2 weeks and 2 months. Personally, I have, like, Amazon Prime, so I got, like, 2 months, right? My VODs all last for 2 months, so I got some time, but you don't want to fall behind on that. I mean, it's just one of those things about being an adult, too, right? You just gotta keep to a routine. You gotta make sure you're doing things yourself, because, hey... For the most part, you're not going to have anyone else keeping tabs on you. If something happens, well, you know what they say, consequences of your actions or inactions and all that, right? I'm not well up on it, so I don't know the nuts and bolts. Okay. I mean, yeah. It's good. It's good to ask, right? If you're not sure about something, then it can't hurt to ask. Well, I mean, most of it shouldn't, right? Because people always say, well, the worst that can happen is that either the other person says no, or they go, well, I don't know. Ideally, that would be the case, but I know there's also some other cases where you might get mocked for it, or they might... like, look at you like you're a real dumbass. So I get why someone might be hesitant to ask. I know I do that a lot. Even though most people tend to be nice enough to at least try to guide me along the right direction, but there's always that sort of gnawing fear at the back of your head. It's like, oh boy, what if I just, like, completely expose myself? What if I just completely faceplant? Most of my info is cars, fursuits, and fandoms. Some folk call me Foxpedia with my random info I spout sometimes. Nice. That's like my main mode of conversation, too. Someone will bring a thing up, and then I'll try to bring up some sort of related fact about the thing. Right? Someone will go, oh yeah, I played Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4, and I'll say something like, oh yeah, that's the one where Yuri Lowenthal voices Spider-Man. And did you know that he recorded 2 sets of lines? One for when he's idle, and then another one where he sounds like he's exerting for the times when he's doing things like swinging on the web. That's how I go about conversations. I don't know. Some things just stick with you. Yes, absolutely. It totally does. For me, that's usually like knowledge related to voice actors or some such. Maybe a random bit of trivia here and there. Oh my god, this Kyle guy's just keep it on me. You know what? Props to Kyle, good old Kyle here. Takes a lot to keep up with me. Says the one who spent like the first 10 minutes catching up to Kyle to begin with. But I am the one who is on top now. Haha, sucker. Talk about actors and like insert obscure film they starred in. Oh yeah. Always a good like conversation contribution. Like, oh yeah, did you know this fella also had a role in this other film slash TV show slash other thing? I had a friend who liked to do that. We'd watch a movie and then, you know, one of the characters would come up and my friend would go, oh, hey, it's that actor. Yeah, the same one who starred in this other film. Gotta admit, I do the same thing. I do the same thing where I'll maybe make some reference to some other thing they did. It's like we're watching Hawaii Five-O and Daniel Day Kim appears on screen. I'll go, oh wait, no, Gat, no, don't do that thing. Ha 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 ha. I get it, because Daniel Day Kim voices Gat in Saints Row. Aw, jeez. Really? Hopefully, I'll get at least like one clean lap in here. I'll at least get like one lap on record. Oh well, we still got 90 minutes. Plenty of time to get one good lap. Or you'll be watching a show or film and you're all, I've seen them someone before and it's off to Google. Oh yeah! Head off to IMDb and check out that cast list. Incidentally, that's like how I kind of fell down the voice actor rabbit hole to begin with. I was playing like Persona 3 and I was just like curious about, you know, who voices which characters, and I think it was like when I saw that Yuri Lowenthal voiced the main character, and I'm talking about like original Persona 3, not Reload. But yeah, because I remembered, because he also like voiced the Prince in like Prince of Persia Sand series, so I'm like, wait, this is what this guy's been up to? And also he's like mostly an anime voice actor, at least he was at the time, right? You heard him a lot in like anime and localized video games and things like that. I was kind of like amazed by that. I kind of kept tabs on who voiced which characters from then on. It's always neat, especially in that sort of scene. You see like voice actors appear a lot, right? You see the same ones kind of show up in different works, and it's just kind of fun seeing how they portray like a different variety of characters, or how, or like, you know, similarities between the roles that they play, things like that. That's me when I hear some voices in games that sounds like such and such, then go look it up. I get that. I absolutely get that. Or, you know, you beat the game, you see the credits roll, and you're just like waiting for the voice cast so you can get confirmation or otherwise, or you just like see who's in there. You'd go, oh man, it's that name. Hey, cool. I didn't know they voiced that fella. Things like that's always fun. My voice acting rabbit hole diving was to the point where, for a period of time, when I would go to a con, I would usually like look up which VAs would be showing up as guests, and then try to figure out when their autograph sessions were, so I could show up and get something signed for them. Sometimes, I would usually try to find some role they worked in and get them to sign that. And I have had a case or two where I just like ordered something online and tried to get it to me before I left for the con so I could have them sign that. Because either the one role that I really liked from that work, and I want you to sign this thing that you did, right? Do you have any signed merch? Did you ever, maybe not from a voice actor, but from like, you know, any sort of big name fella? Did you get any signatures? Like I said, I got quite a few from VAs. I need to go find them. I want to display them proudly. I went out of my way to get some of that stuff, you know. Maybe when I get to like a proper place, I can put some of my cooler things on display. One of these days, perhaps. No, I probably should have seen what sort of indicator, if they have any, to let you know that your current lap time will be invalidated or not. Okay, now this rubber banding is getting out of hand. Kyle Weiss here just like gets a sudden burst of speed and is now somehow able to stay ahead, even though I'm not mucking this up. What the heck? What the actual heck? At the very least, I don't get flagged if I like smack into another car. Can appreciate that. Alright, still no. Maybe, do I? Maybe I got like a good time already, I'm not sure. I didn't realize it. Yeah, that's on me. Miscalculated that turn. Yeah, I got two. The WWE wrestler, The Undertaker, signed my Undertaker limited edition graphic novels that came out in '99. Okay, that's pretty rad. That's always fun when you're able to get the fella you look up to sign the thing that means a lot to you, and you can make a connection between the two. I wonder if they realize that too, right? That the thing they have, that the person has, will probably have like the biggest connection to them. So, yeah, give it all your care. Miro is overtaking me. Hopefully this won't be the case of now they're just going to keep pulling ahead. Oh well, even if I stay in third, whatever. Still got an hour 20 to keep up with them. Man, rubber banding is weird sometimes. You get swings like these. Logic would dictate that if you're driving fine, and I wasn't, but if you're driving fine for like most of the time, then maybe don't have the opponent cars just suddenly rocket ahead of you and then keep rocketing ahead. Intimidating too, because he's like 6'10". Oh my god. Nearly 7 feet. Yeah, that would be intimidating. I feel like it's probably a relief, though, when they're, like, super friendly to you. You're like, hey, what's up, man? What you got for me? Right. Try to be as, try to make it as easy as possible so you don't feel like you're completely overwhelmed. Imagine it's already overwhelming enough to just, like, get close to the person who's, who you look up to a whole lot. Yeah, it's like your heart beating through your chest. I know, right? Like that wait up to meeting the fella. This feels like an eternity. Just like that long, agonizing wait. And then it happens, right? And it feels like it just goes by in a flash. You do your thing, you exchange your pleasantries, you get your thing signed, and then you're off. It's off to go do the rest of the con, or, you know, whatever else you're there to do. You're like, oh man. That's it. Managed to get through it. Sure, maybe there are some things you wish you would have done, some other things that you're glad happened, but for the most part, you made it through. For better or worse, that's what your interaction will be. Yeah, nuts to that. I'll get him next time. Internally, don't make a fool of yourself. Repeat times infinity. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do be like that. There we go. Finally pulled ahead of Ramiro again. And we just need to catch back up to Kyle. Stay ahead of them until the game decides it's about time that Kyle decides to tries to vie for my first place position. They're like really far ahead though. Feels like that lead is just only going to keep building. Of course, in a game like this, you really can't cut corners or anything like that. You just gotta maintain the racing line and pray to God it'll be enough to catch back up. Even then, this is probably still not the worst example of rubber banding I've seen. As to be that word, I still think probably goes to Burnout. Burnout 3 especially. As much as I love Burnout 3, I think of rubber banding as like one of those places where any criticism directed towards it is perfectly justified, because that is the one game where you will run into an instance where if you let first place run away from you, you will see just like you are 5 seconds behind first place, you are 10 seconds behind first place, you are 20 seconds behind first place, and no matter how good your driving might be from then on, you're just not going to see him again. It's a bit of a bummer. It be like that meeting fursuit crushes too. Inside you're screaming, don't be weird, don't be weird. I know, right? It's like, hopefully you'll be able to articulate your words correctly. Hopefully you'll be able to speak fine and you won't completely trip over yourself trying to say what you want to say. And hopefully you'll remember everything you want to say too. One thing I probably should have done is just maybe have like a note card, or maybe a piece of paper with me with the stuff I want to make sure I go over. There we go, past Kyle. Oh, we're in that mode again, so hold my thoughts for 90 seconds. Minute 14 in, we're almost halfway there. Kinda, sorta living on a prayer. I feel like this is just going to be the exchange for the rest of the race. Kyle's gonna blast ahead of me for like a lap, and then I'm gonna be ahead for like maybe 2 or 3 laps, and then Kyle's gonna blast ahead. I just have the hope that, you know, when time runs out, I'll be the one ahead. It's gonna be an absolutely infuriating moment if I get like to the final lap, and then the AI just decides, oh, okay, this is where we want Kyle to activate the sudden F1 Nitro button and pull ahead, because might as well have Kyle just like, you know, open the top hatch, you know, stand up and just like flip the double birdies as they pass by me, which, you know, you can't do in this game because they probably they don't model like the human people. At least they don't model them to the degree that they're in the cars or something like that. I don't know. I'm just being hyperbolic. I'm just being funny. How funny that is subjective. Hopefully it's at least somewhat amusing, maybe relatable. I don't know. Welcome back from Adland. Oh yeah, a new anime season started not too long ago. I know a bunch of new series came out. Well, that is an interesting advert for a game, something called The First Descendant, and another one for something called Once Human. Oh, I've heard of The First Descendant because one of my friends was talking about it. They were sort of into it because it was like a third-person shooter with the sort of mechanics like Warframe, which is another game that another one of my friends is into. They actually played it a bit. I watched some streams of it too, and I know it seems fine enough for a free-to-play title, but I don't think that's something I want to dive into. I feel like I already do enough of the other free-to-play stuff. I think at the moment I'm like playing Fire Emblem Heroes, Naraka Blade Point, and Multiverses. Multiverses especially is eating up a lot of my time. I feel like once the current season ends, I'll probably just pack it up and go. The game is great, but I don't want to go and play Smash Brothers battles like every day. It's not my thing. It's a bummer. I feel like a lot of people have that sort of sentiment. Multiverses is great, but all the free-to-play baggage kind of attached to it really bogs it down. I feel like if player first games were able to make it a full retail product, right? Price it at $60, and then put out season passes, would probably go over a lot better. Because I mean, look at Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. It does that, and people are like really cool with it. Fortunately, Multiverses has, you know, the grind and really bad monetization and everything else. Core game is great, and I love the characters they've introduced, and rifts are kind of neat. I just don't like everything else around it. That rabbit character so reminds me of Voliorus from Appleseed. I think someone described to me First Descendants is kind of like Warframe, but it's got waifus in it, which, you know what? After seeing that game, yeah, definitely going for that vibe there. Going old school anime there with Appleseed. Unfortunately, it escapes me at the moment. I'm not sure if I've heard Appleseed before. Sounds like something I ought to know. Sounds like something that probably did come up in a magazine or conversation sometime back in the day, but it's not drawing anything for me. what will it be until the sun goes back up? I feel like we've been driving in at night for quite a while now. Kind of nuts how disparate these positions are. You got like first place here, you got 23rd and 13th place just jockeying for position up there. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Back when we had the Manga Mania magazine with all the animes and stuff. Oh god, man, magazines. I remember when they were a staple of like grocery stores and bookstores and stuff. Always fun to just like maybe pick up a magazine real quick and leaf through it and see what all the big trends were. You know, back before the internet blew up and that was like the only way you were gonna get kind of sort of up-to-date news on the topics you were into. And I feel like print magazines still have their place, just with the advent of like websites and everything. Just it's a lot of emphasis now is like kind of being the first to report a thing or having like, you know, the most complete information, something like that, right? Anime was still a fairly new thing at the time here. Yeah, I know. Back in the 90s and like even early aughts, anime was still somewhat of a, you know, a niche interest. It's not like as widespread as it is these days. The thing about magazines actually reminds me of a story. I think it was like someone was talking about on Giant Bomb where this was when E3 was still around. And like, you know, the way traditional print magazines approached E3 and the way like online publications approached E3 was different. Because, you know, the online guys, they would have to go there, preview the games, and then like put up an article and screenshots and stuff like right away. But the magazines, well, all they needed to do was gather the information and then, you know, they didn't have to worry about editing it or anything until they got back, because, you know, the magazine would still come out like much later. But yeah, the guys online would be talking about how they would be spending extra hours to format everything and put all their information into words and make sure everything sounds coherent, while the magazine folks would just like go off to parties and have celebrations and, you know, just live it up, right? E3 was like a big old trip for them. Wow. For the online folks, the E3 was more of like a big deal event that they were covering live and all that. Of course, times have changed since then. And of course, since E3 is like no longer a thing. Although I guess we still have like Gamescom, the Tokyo Game Show, and things like that. So you still got like the video game conferences and shows, just they're in different forms now. Wait, Final Cut track? What does that mean? Does that mean I just, like, lost all the times or something? The fact that that text just, like, flashed on the screen is like, oh, no. I mean, I can't help it. Ah, well. After a certain point, you kind of learn to just, like, let go of these kinds of things, right? As long as I still get first, right? They don't, like, DQ me or something like that. That's what matters. Our only outlet was getting the manga VHS tapes. Oh my god. I think I got, like, a few of those in the mail. Right? It would come in, like, these packages, right? You get would get like a whole ass videotape that you would stick in the VCR, and it would sort of work as like a preview for the big program that they wanted to advertise. I remember getting one for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? They had like the whole preview of Yu-Gi-Oh! And they had like promotional materials and stuff to kind of get you hyped up for Yu-Gi-Oh! Big plus of the magazines was the free demos and stuff on the cover. Ah, yeah! I remember, I think it was like Xbox. There was an Xbox magazine in the US that would have a demo disc with each one of their issues, and it was fun, right? Yeah, pop it in. It was like you'd be able to get like a small slice of video games that were coming out soon or were already out, but you'd be able to make a purchase from there. And if you were really lucky, they might have some extra stuff on there for you too, right? They might have like an avatar you could download to your profile, or maybe like some extra costumes for another video game. I remember that for Dead or Alive 3. I think it was like one of the discs for Xbox Magazine unlocked some extra costumes for like the Xbox version of Dead or Alive 3, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So what do you mean I can expand this game with some extra stuff? That is so rad. Of course, with like the advent of DLC, right, now you can just like download stuff. It's not that much of a thing anymore, but you know, it was a fun time, right? I think some of the demos still do that these days, right? They still do that thing where you might like be able to do certain actions in the demo, and you'll get like bonuses for the main game, or you can carry over your progress from the demo into the main game. Those are pretty cool. I like those. I specifically remember that for Bravely Default because you know, their demos were unique in the sense that you know, the story and the gameplay they had in the demo was not like in the main game. It was like you could think of it like a prologue or a side story or something like that, but they would usually have like extra bonuses you could get for accomplishing certain things in the demo. You could get them in the main game. You know, it's not like nothing too game-breaking, but you were able to get a head start, and that was always cool. I adored the manga video intros. Well, it's like a sizzle reel of the anime. Oh yeah. Still have the demo disc for my Saturn. It has 15 playable demos on. Oh man. Maybe that's like one of the things I should try. I just like maybe way in the future. I'm pretty sure I have a demo disc. I have a bunch of demo discs somewhere. If they still work, maybe I could check them out. That was always interesting. It's like, wow, look at all of these other games out there that might be interesting. Like, almost certain that the demos disc actually it influenced like a purchase way back. I think it was like the PlayStation version of I forget. I think it was called Tears of Fate. I think my siblings played a demo of that. They were really, really into it, so they bought the game next time we were out shopping. So, mission accomplished, right? Played a lot of Clockwork Knight and World Series Baseball. Ooh. And a lot of the tech demo with the dinosaur and the manta ray. Ah, that's always fun too. Maybe you won't always get things that are like games, but they just might be something to help show off the console. Is it seriously just like Kyle and the other fella that's in serious contention with me. Everyone else doesn't even matter. So I would have to like royally screw things up to get less than third. We are over halfway through the race now, so plenty of time to catch back up. It'll probably be a while before we see him again, and that's provided I don't mess things up a lot. I can't guarantee that, obviously. PS1 demo that had a playable Destruction Derby that got played to death. I'm sure we've all had that demo that just had the one thing that we were really into, and we just kept on doing that over and over. I remember when I got like a demo disc that had Sonic Adventure 2 on it. Right, this was before Sonic Adventure 2 was officially out, and there was a demo that let you play City Escape, and I remember just like going through that like a whole lot because, you know, I really dug Sonic Adventure, and I just wanted to play the sequel to Sonic Adventure. And unfortunately for me, I never did get Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast. I didn't even get Battle on the GameCube. It wasn't until Sonic Adventure 2 was like available on Xbox Live Arcade that I finally downloaded it and played it. Long time later, so yeah. At least I got to play it. Got to see it jank and all. Damn lack of lights, can't see crap, Captain, I know, right? I wonder if there's like a button I could kind of just like toggle to turn on my headlights. I don't want to press anything though, because I feel like if I press the wrong button, then my car will just suddenly like, I don't know, swerve out of control or something. And it's just going to be super annoying to, you know, get back on track, especially since I already have to catch back up majorly to get back to you know, anything above third. SA2 is just peak 3D Sonic for me. Loved SA1 though for that epic egg carrier ship. Ah, yeah, the egg carrier. I love that. I love that as a kid. Just like, oh snap, it's a big old airship and it transforms. That's so cool. Is there any practical reason to it? No. Does it look really cool? Yes. I remember pretending for a while that I had like an airship like that, and I was just like secretly ruling over the world in my cool transformed airship. Incidentally, they were in my middle school days, so I guess you could say I went through a bit of a chuny phase. God, where the heck? Okay, I think like they're past the 10th place guy here. Unfortunately, that's still like quite a ways away. I'll probably have to drive like another few laps or so before I can even start to think about overtaking them. Mainly everyone had a Dreamcast for Crazy Taxi. It's definitely one of the reasons to pick up a Dreamcast. Ah, Crazy Taxi, that was an enjoyable game. Very arcade. very arcadey. Which makes sense, because, you know, that was in arcades, but... Okay, wait. Where the everlasting heck are they? Did I reach a point where they're just, like, so far ahead now they're just gonna keep building their lead and there's no probable way for me to catch back up to them ever? Feels like every car I'm catching up to now is not first or second. Ah, well. I'm still third. That's what matters. I can't get too angry over this, because I'm still ahead of, like, almost everyone else. So a bit irritating. Why rubber banding is bullshit sometimes. Super fun with that hidden rickshaw. Ah, I wish I were good enough to actually get it. That crazy box, man. I was actually watching someone stream Crazy Taxi today, and they were trying to get through Crazy Box, and I forgot, like, how technically demanding some of those challenges were. It's like, if you didn't know how to drift and boost, like, no way in heck were you gonna complete, like, many of those challenges. So rage-inducing, some of those challenges, right? Yeah, some of them require, like, a degree of technical precision that I'm not sure I would be able to pull off. I think it got to the point where even the streamer gave up. They were like, you know what, I'm just gonna go back to regular races, I don't know. Or, you know, the arcade mode, just gonna drive around the city, pick up fares that way. Wow, I made it back to second, so, you know what? They can be defelled. They can be beaten. At least until the game decides that it's time for them to blast ahead of me again. But yeah, I could at least give credit to the Crazy Box and, you know, the crazy challenges they had in later games. They did mix it up in a way, right? They provided some unique environments for you to look at and some unique challenges. I think those are the ones that I like, that kind of task you with doing things that you might not normally do. Right? Ones that are more than just like, okay, here's a couple of people to pick up and places to drop them off at. Go. Like, I saw one that was like a bowling challenge, and then there was the long jump challenge. And then another one where you had to drive to a flag as quickly as possible. You know, stuff like that. That's just fun, unique, and silly. OMG to bowling, yeah. On one hand, it's like a fun idea. On the other hand, oh my god, the way you gotta try to drift your way through the swipe out to strike like 7 times. Wow. Drop off all the people in the time limit and then be on a narrow ledge. Yeah. Again, it's like the technical precision and timing required to do some of that stuff. I'm not sure if I have that mechanical dexterity and reaction time needed anymore to accomplish that. And big ups to anyone who still does. I remember that one was a drift challenge. I think a lot of them were drift challenges. At the very least, you had to know how to drift well in order to even have a shot, a remote shot at getting through it. Take me to the KFC. You can only hear that in the early games. If I remember correctly, the later games like took out a lot of that sponsorship. I understand why they did that, but I don't know. it just doesn't hit the same when they go, take me to the fried chicken place, take me to the record store, take me to the pizza place. It feels less real, you know? It's just not the same when you don't hear the Offspring starting you up, you know? Will always be KFC and Tower Records, yeah. Even if Tower Records is like long since been out of business. Man, I just caught back up to them. And now they're going to pull the fuck away from me again. God fucking damn it. Oh well. At the very least, it's just those two. It's just those two. I don't know how they became so cracked at racing, but they are. Even at like 1 goddamn %, they are still unbelievably cracked. Yeah. Yup. That's how every Crazy Taxi game should start. I think it was like a combination of that and playing Pretty Fly for a White Guy in Rock Band that kind of really got me into the Offspring. Their songs are like a combination of catchy and harrowing. Right, it's catchy because of like the rhythms and the melodies, and then once you listen to the lyrics, it's a bit more harrowing. Especially with some of their songs. Kinda nuts how they have like such cheery sounds to them, but yeah, listen to them sing, and it's like, oh man, jeez, oh god. That is way down the line. What is it? Well, their one song, "The Kids Aren't All Right." That always kind of hit right. It's like that thing where, you know, everyone graduates high school, we all are starry-eyed, got our big ambitions. Oh, we're all gonna go out there and change the world. And then, you know, the lyrics go on. It's like, oh yeah, all these people here, they kind of got fucked up in some way or another, right? I remember at the time MTV played "Why Don't You Get a Job to Death." There's always that one song that they just like repeat ad nauseum. I remember when I was watching MTV, that would be Eminem's "Without Me." They played that music video a lot. I felt like every 10 minutes or so they would play that again. They just keep on playing it. I did like that hit that with that one dog in the video. Ha! Still got 45 minutes. 45 minutes in this endurance race. We love a doggo in a music video. Any pets, right? Oh, dogs especially, because yeah, they tend to be energetic and happy that people are paying attention to them. Pets doing pet things. Whether it be cool or silly or cute. And oh, hey, ad mode again. Enjoy your ads, everyone. think I see him in the distance. I'm slowly catching back up to second place. Actually, it took a lot less time than I thought it would. Gotta do is hold steady and not mess up, and good freaking god, is it gonna roll over to daytime at some point? Like, come on, this time scale has been compressed for a reason. I thought that would have meant they would have just accelerated everything, right? Not just like decreased the amount of time I would have to drive on the track. Appears to be the case. Also, welcome back from Adland. Yeah, that car be looking like an F1 car with its ass out, right? Back panel just like completely blew off. That one time I just smacked right into a wall, just like that. I feel like all this exposure to oxygen wouldn't be good for a car like this in real life. Thankfully, this is a video game. Think of it as accidental AC. Yeah, we're just getting like a massive cooling in there, you know? Just really, really bringing down the temperature. Making sure that it, like, super doesn't overheat. Need that cooling breeze. Yeah, you gotta have that sort of draft in there, right? Keep it all like bottled up, and you're just like asking for a heat trap, right? You're asking for things to just like get super sweaty. I think this is like how Swampfoot starts. And oh wait, we're right, cars. Yes, we're talking about cars. Swap tire? Yeah, something like that, right? Swap tire. I mean, I could see that possibly being a thing, right? Like moisture just like maybe slips into a tire where it shouldn't, and that might have all sorts of problems depending. I feel like that would be a good thing for a CSI episode. Just like a car just like mysteriously crashes at some point, and then the CSI team comes out to try to investigate it. They investigate everything. They eventually conclude, oh yeah, it's because like some errant piece of debris got into a tire and just like completely fucked the car up, and that's why it crashed. I actually remember that being a case. I think, what was it? They found like a dead college student in a dumpster. Eventually, they were able to conclude that the student was trying to find something in the dumpster, but like a car smacked into the dumpster and caused the dumpster to like smack into a wall. Unfortunately, the student was like between the wall and the dumpster, and you know, tragic. And of course, no one bought that because that is such a exceedingly wild series of events that it's gotta be something else there, right? No way it was just like a series of fortunate events. Get all old and cracked like a dry riverbed. Oh, man. Sounds like something you'd see on 1,000 Ways to Die. Oh. Never watched the series myself, but I definitely read about it. And, yeah. Just one of those things where it's like, you know, a series of things that just lines up to be so absolutely horrific that, you can't help but just, like, feel for those affected. And I know, like, most of the stories are fictional anyway, but, you know. Things like that have happened in real life, and you can't help but feel for those folks either. Used to watch that on Bravo. That was the channel that went on to become like Spike TV, right? That was just like all about, we are all about the manly programs. I remember they had a show on there. I think it was that channel that had a show about a guy who like drove a cab. Drove a truck cab, and he was just like a guy who fought crimes and stuff. I think the show was called like 18 Wheels of Justice or something like that. Absolutely a wild premise and everything, but I found it amusing at the time. Yep, the slogan here was the channel for men. Oh yeah. That was like that sort of era where being manly was absolutely pushed to the forefront. I mean, it still kind of is, but I feel like other things have managed to kind of taken up that periphery at the very least. Oh yeah, I remember that one. I'm glad someone else remembers it, because I never like sat down and actually watched a show. I only know it like existed, but again, just a absolutely wild premise for a show that just feels like, okay, how do we like make the manliest thing ever? Or maybe not the manliest thing. How do we like make a very manly show? You weren't a man if you weren't pounding booze every weekend. The whole drinking culture, lads and ladettes. Oh yeah, right. You gotta drink the booze. You gotta eat the meat. You know, you gotta be outside, being super active, doing whatever, sports, building, cutting wood, I don't know. Gotta lust over the ladies, try to chase them, and stuff, and like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't slide that far down that path. I'm much more content with just presenting femme and being more of a less of like, you know, frontline fighter, and more of like support slash ranged fighter. That's more my thing, you know. Maybe not be the one who like goes out and does the yard work and fixes things, but the one who does the indoor cleanup and maybe a bit of the cooking here and there, and maybe fabric related things. I really need to get into arts and crafts. I feel like I keep on saying I want to learn how to sew, but never started on that. I feel like that's a thing that would really help me in a way. Like, I could make my own clothes. Wouldn't that be cool, right? Instead of trying to find a style that totally resonates with me, I could just make it myself. Wouldn't that be rad? I just need room and maybe time. That's what most of this boils down to. I just need time. I need some space to carve out a place where I can kind of work on it. Where I am currently really doesn't facilitate that. The culture here was and still is to some extent boozing down the pub, soccer, and wooing the ladies. Yeah. Fortunately, some things don't change, because this is what some people do, and it's just something you gotta take into account, sadly. I take femme any day over some leg or lout with a beer belly, burping, and stuff in public. Yeah, right? Can at least be cute. I'd rather be cute than be a slob. Unless, you could be a cute slob, right? There's a cute slob style. It's like one of the outfits I want to get in the future. Just have like a massive hoodie, right? Just like a massive hoodie and probably like, socks, maybe a button-up shirt. And that's like my slob outfit. It's like I'm just gonna stay inside and chill all day outfit. I don't do the heavy stuff, but I can look damn good doing it. Yeah, right? It's all about the fashion. Yeah, the summer line of fashions. My summer line of fashions. Man. I actually have like a folder on my computer now where I just like store any reference images I find on the internet. Just like, okay, this might be good for like this type of outfit if I ever get to it, right? Just put that in this folder here, and so I can come back to it later. You just described the Wake and Bake outfit that was in Saints Row 3. Oh! I wish I remembered what that one was. Yeah, I forgot where I saw like some other character wearing giant hoodie plus button up, and I thought, man, that's kind of cool, right? It's got layers, and it's that mix of homeliness and I guess like some degree of sharp dressedness that I kind of dig. There was another character I saw recently whose style was kind of like button-up shirt and a t-shirt over that, and I thought, man, there's something cool about that. Also, thank goodness it's light out now. I can actually see the road again. For these final 30 minutes, we're actually gonna be able to stay on track, probably, to an extent. Get a nice view of our car. Holy cow. Severely beaten up. But you know what? I'm in first at the moment, and that's what matters. I feel like we'll probably have like one more instance of first and second place just like blasting ahead, and then hopefully when this whole thing concludes, I'll be in front. The oversized sleeves holding a coffee cup. Something fun about oversized sleeves, I don't know. I guess it just makes the garment look way, way larger, or I don't know, depends, right? If it's a ghost, then it makes them look a lot more ghostly, or it could just like make them a lot more innocent looking, things like that. I've noticed that a lot. Characters that are usually ghosts will have, like, huge oversized sleeves. You could probably pull off a Heisenko outfit from Darkstalkers, that cute hat with the bow around the waist. Ooh, yeah. I think I could, yeah. To be honest, if I did cosplay as a Darkstalkers character, though, I'd probably do, like, Phoebe Hood. Kinda like her style better. I mean, it's basically just like a Red Riding Hood outfit, and so yeah. Don't forget the picnic basket, yeah! And the Scotty dog. You know, if this was like back when I was still cosplaying and I was going to cons, I had two friends I went with who were like really, really solidly built. And yeah, I remember like one of BB Hood's supers was that she called in like a bunch of other dudes and they all like, you know, fired upon the opponent. And like, I'm almost certain if I had said, hey, I want to cosplay as BB Hood from Darkstalkers, and they would go, oh, you want to have like some of us like cosplay as the big guys from that one super? They might be into that. Oh yeah, there's hunters with the blunderbusses. Yeah, those guys. Alright, it's like BB Hood just like whips out the SMG, and then suddenly, like, you know, a bunch of big burly fellas come out and start blasting along with her. If I had thick thighs, Felicia. Ooh, yeah. Felicia. I'm sure she's probably a pretty popular cosplay target. I mean, she's a cat girl. How could she not be a popular cosplay target? Probably like second only to Morgan. Yeah, as is my fave, Morgan. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I've said this like before, maybe not on stream, but I've said it to some of my friends. Right? Don't let a difference in body types like stop you from cosplaying a character you're totally into. Right? Doesn't matter if you're a different height or a different weight or like, you know, different shape, different gender or anything like that. If you want to cosplay as someone, then go out and do it. Right, just like find yourself the nearest con, get yourself a costume, and go have fun. Because that's what everyone else is doing. You know. Don't worry about being like a one-to-one match to the character, because most people won't be looking for that. They'll probably just appreciate that you're cosplaying the character to begin with. And at least for me, like the cons I went to, because I mostly did the crossplay, and everyone there was just like super supportive of it. They'd be like, whoa, that's really nice, or that's cool. Or, you know, I've even had some people that go, man, I love your costume, and I love what you're cosplaying as. So, yeah. It's all good. John Talbane seems the most fitting for me. Yeah. You know what? If that's what'll get you, then go for it, right? I think that's like that's kind of the corollary to it. Only go as far as what you're comfortable with, right? If you're just gonna, if it's not something you're really feeling, then don't feel like you gotta force yourself out there. Only go as far as you're willing to go. Don't feel like you have to put yourself entirely out there if you don't want to. If I can wear a Femboy Hooters outfit for Halloween, then I can do anything. Yeah, that's the spirit. Sometimes all you need is just like to take that first step. I know for the longest time I was hesitant to, just like plunge into cross-dressing or any degree, but after like the first time I went and cross-played at the con, that was kind of like the big relief, right? Because that's when I had everyone. I was doing it in public, and everyone around me reacted favorably, so gave me the confidence to keep on doing it. And so the pipeline continued, and then we are here today, where I'm portraying myself as a femboy character, femboy vtuber on the internet. And I hope that I can bring that even further. Like I said before, pieces are falling into place, but I need more pieces to fall into place. They are falling into place, and I'm hoping that eventually I'll get everything, and then I can move ahead from there. It's that anticipation. You wanna do the things, but the things require you to have other things, and it's just so close yet so far. It's that light bulb eureka moment. It's what a lot of people I've seen call like the awakening, right? You kind of realize, oh man, this is something I wanted to do all along, or something I enjoyed all along. At the very least, I read that a lot in like the mangas I read. I think that's how they translated it. It's like, let's make them awaken. Right, so awaken as like a, oh man, I wanna change my style. I'm gonna go out presenting like this. Very true for me as a kid. Puss in Boots for the festival parade, I was so enamored with my tail. The signs were there, yeah. You start looking back on your life and you're just like, oh yeah. Yeah, so this is why I was into this and into that and into this and into that. Of course, as a kid, you just had to make do because, you didn't have, like, money or resources or maybe the approval of your parents, depending on who you lived with, but you had to make do with what you could get. But, the first time you move out, right, you grow up, you move out of your folks' place, or maybe they give you a greater degree of privacy, depending, but suddenly you get, like, this freedom to really just explore and really get into the things that you've maybe always wanted to get into but couldn't before because of reasons. It's such a freeing feeling, like the first time you're able to do that. You realize, oh man, I can just do this now, right? I don't have to worry about if someone else might approve or disapprove of that. I could just go and do it because I want to. And of course, you gotta roll with whatever happens afterwards, for better or worse. But you can do it. You can absolutely do it. We're at the 20-minute mark. Still doesn't feel real. I've been driving through this goddamn track 24 times in the past 100 minutes. This isn't even an abridged version of the race, right? This isn't like the full 1 hour event. It's just 2 of it, and I'm already feeling a little bit tuckered out. No wonder you put stretches a lot for the title, right? Because I knew this was going to be a long one. They don't call them endurance races for nothing, for sure, but the fact that they kind of require you to do 2 hours minimum, it's like, oh, yeah. Nah. You just gotta buckle up, because you're gonna have to do it one way or another. There's a guy like that in my town. He wears sundresses and flip-flops all year round. See him often around town just going about his day. Yeah! Guy sounds like he's living the best life, right? Just go out there. Go out wearing what you want. And I'm fortunate to live in an area where most people are kind of cool with it. Like, sometimes I'll go out, dressed in shirt and pants, but if I decide to go out with like a dress or a cardigan or something like that, and people are cool with it. I guess, hey, they got their own day to go through, right? They have better things to do than to worry about some other fella who, might present differently in different parts of the month. Actually reminds me of a recent shopping trip I went to do. I think it was like last week. I went out to a store, and the store I went to has like a trading card game section where they have like various trading card packs and decks that on display. And I have to admit, I haven't been keeping up with like news related to Magic the Gathering, so it was a bit of a shock when I went out there and saw, oh man, there's Assassin's Creed packs. Assassin's Creed is just like straight up in Magic the Gathering now. You can buy like a starter pack with Assassin's Creed decks, or get boosters with Assassin's Creed stuff in them. Man, Magic went in some interesting directions. I know they did secret lairs, but they had like, more limited crossovers with other franchises. They did Stranger Things and Street Fighter and Hatsune Miku, but again, those were like 8 cards. This Assassin's Creed thing seems to be like a whole ass set, and that's just wild to me. We're at ad mode again. So. 15 minutes remaining. Things are coming to a close, and I wish I could just instantly flip this camera behind me so I could see how close Kyle and the other guy are. I feel like it's about approaching the time where rubber band algorithm's probably like, alright, we're gonna have them blast ahead of the player here and see if they can catch back up in these final 14 minutes of the race. Never mind me, imagine the people in the stands. What must they be like? I mean, at the very least, they can walk away. Right? They can walk away, do something else, maybe go home, catch 40 winks or whatever, but The drivers, nah, they gotta stay on. Maybe tag out, but they're here for the long haul. And welcome back. Was scared to wear my furry hoodie first time in public. Just a suggestive-looking fox and large text. Yes, I'm a furry. Is that a problem? I was like, am I gonna get laughed at or judged? Yeah, that's exactly what goes through my mind too. Oh my God, is anyone looking at me? Are they thinking about me? Are they looking at me weird? I think the most I usually hear is like, the most I heard was when I was passing by like a parent and a kid, and as they were like getting out of earshot, I just hear the kid go, was that a man or a woman? Hopefully the parent was able to explain to the kid in a respectful manner. Not like you can stop for a ninth inning stretch, right? Like, imagine in a real race, there would be pit stops and stuff where they might tag the drivers out if that's part of the rules or not. But other than that, nah, you just gotta be in it. You gotta be in it and locked in, because you know even the slightest error is gonna undo a whole lot of progress, and it's gonna suck. Yeah, they usually have like 3 drivers for these 24-hour deals. Yeah, that probably makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure that's probably even required, because it's just the human factor. Like, there's probably no one out there who would reasonably force a person to drive for 24 hours straight. That's just not a thing that you want to do if you want to, you know, maintain a good public image. So yes, absolutely. Rotate drivers every 8 hours. That's probably for the better. Yeah, just get out and turn to a pile of dehydrated sweat. Right, you just like have your nerves on maximum because you just gotta like keep up that sort of awareness for 8 goddamn hours. I don't know. I remember back in the aka taking your fursuit off after suiting for 3 hours. Oh, jeez. Ooh. You just want to take yourself a nice long shower after that, I imagine. Yeah. But yeah, I remember back in the day, we would go on road trips, and you know, the drivers, they would just like go for like 8 hours straight. And looking back, I'm just wondering, how do they do that? That can't have been easy, you know, keeping up awareness. You know, keeping your eye on traffic and making sure you're at the right speed and that you're not, you know, being too dangerous, because you're transporting a lot more people and stuff. A lot of responsibility on your shoulders, as it were. It's wild, man. It's wild. I feel like these days, if I had to do a long trip, I'd probably break it up into a few parts. You know, maybe drive like maybe 4 or 5 hours max, and then take a break somewhere, right? Get up, walk around, get a breath of fresh air or something, or at the very least not have to concentrate intensely, and then resume. And, you know, depending, might just like stop somewhere overnight as well, because as the old saying goes, better safe than sorry, right? Much rather get there late than not get there at all, or get there in much worse shape than you wish you were in. I can relate. If your eyes start to get heavy at work, it's like, get that window open for that cold breeze. Yeah! You get that point where you're like trying every trick in the book to make sure you just don't suddenly drift off. Right, I'm like pinching myself. I'm just like rapidly fidgeting. I'm breathing heavily. Yeah, as you said, just open the window, or like, you know, stand up, walk around, maybe go to the bathroom, splash some cold water on your face. Anything you can do to not just like suddenly doze off. Or for me, I go with, like, you know, the absolute last resort option, get some coffee, right? At the one point where I will go to the break room and get myself a cup of coffee, even if it's like the worst coffee in the world. Baby, it'll keep me awake. That's all I want. Doesn't matter if it tastes like mud, I just need the caffeine hit. I actually did doze off earlier today. Thankfully, I work from home, so it's not like, you know, that much of a hindrance, but definitely just like had that point where I realized I was like leaning back, and then suddenly I wake up and it's like, oh man, the streams I was watching was like over, right? They were just like over, and I'd missed the end of it. And I'm like, oh man, several minutes must have passed by since I suddenly just like, you know, dozed off. Bad enough at my desk watching YouTube, and the next thing, head drooping. Yeah, exactly how it goes. Although for me, it's more like I find myself just leaning back a lot more, and I'm just like really cozying up with the back of the seat, and then, you know, next thing I know, I'm like, boo, eyes flutter awake. It's sometime later. Oh no. I think we're gonna have 2 more laps. We're gonna have 1 more lap, then I assume time will run out, and that will be the last one. Seems like these laps take on average about 4 minutes to complete, and we're about to get to the end of this one. So there's enough time to get through 1 complete lap, and then the other one is it. That's it. Hopefully rubber band won't kick in, and they won't have Kyle just like blast ahead of me like the last 30 seconds or whatever, because that will be immensely irritating if they do so. Wake up with a stiff neck and sore legs from them being crossed. Although in my case, it's more like I gotta stretch my arms a bit because I realize I've crossed them as I fell asleep. It's like one of the things that just happens to me. I can just like fall asleep while sitting. I know other people have like a lot of trouble doing that, but for me, it can just happen, right? I just sit down, and then after a certain point, I'm like, maybe I'll just let the drowsiness take me. Go nap. I'm terrible for that in my recliner after meals. Oh, especially in a recliner. It's one thing to do it in a chair, it's another thing to do it in a chair that's like the comfiest thing ever, and you can lean it back, and it's got that head pillow too, and maybe a blanket nearby you can just like drape over yourself so you can be extra warm while you head off into dreamland there. Oh yeah. Pull over the hood of my dressing gown, down over my eyes, to get my head on the arm of my recliner, resting on my arm. Yeah, there you go. Get that comfy position going. I'm sure we all got that. The position in which we're just like most comfortable, or feel like, yeah, okay, I'm fine with sleeping like this. I definitely won't be hurting afterwards if I wake up like this. Most of the time it works out. Next thing you know, message on my TV, end of program, and a blue screen. Oh man. Is that how they do it? I feel like for me, at least in the US, if I were watching TV, the sign would be like super late. I would wake up and there would be like some sort of infomercial going, right? Like, I don't know, some guy on the TV just like advertising like a bacon microwave tray or something like that. All yours for 4 easy payments of, and that's my cue to turn the TV off and go to bed. NutriBullet. Or like Slap Chop or Ninja or something like that. Some cordless vacuum, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm getting at. Gym equipment is a big one, now I'm sure. Oh man, uh-oh. No, this is absolutely what I do not need right now. Okay, good. Those cars aren't first, second place, or second, third place. Oh wait, did they finally decide to give it to me? They're like, alright, you fought with them long enough. We'll let you build up that big lead. Oh, thank Frick for that. I was worried that, like, Crash would end up costing me, but guess not. I think what amused me the most about those as seen on TV products was that they became prominent enough that, like, stores they started having sections related to that, right? They would have that section that was like, yeah, these are all the products that you saw on TV, and now you can see them in real life. And sometimes, like, in malls, too, they would just have, like, entire stores that are just that. Just entirely consisting of products that you saw advertised on TV. I'm like, man. Infomercials, they're, like, that ubiquitous, at least in the US they are. Those US infomercials, the way they repeat everything like 20 times, yeah! And they always make the people on there seem like the dumbest motherfuckers around. Like someone who just doesn't know how to crack eggs or something. It's like, okay. I mean, I get it, right? Maybe there's someone out there who might, like, genuinely not know how to do that. I've definitely read about it, but still. It's still, like, something so, like, weirdly unbelievable that you can't quite parse it. Some actor in a nameplate underneath. Helen, housewife from New Hampshire. Oh yeah, testimonials. Ones they always swear up and down. These are real testimonials from real people. This product changed my life, right? I can't imagine doing things without this product. Ah, there we go. Hit the 2-hour mark. So I assume, once we cross the finish line here, it'll be done. And I'll hit 30 laps even. Yeah, I guess that tracks, because it's 120 minutes, and each lap takes about 4 minutes. So yeah, you would go around this track 30 times. Tracks. I have a busy lifestyle, so having this is perfect for me. Yeah, right, you know, I got like I got like arthritis or something like that, and this product has managed to do this thing so much better for me. Or you know, instead of like doing things like 20 minutes, now I can get it done in 5. And even more fun is when the infomercial goes, yeah, if you call now, you will get this other thing, or we'll give it to you for, like, the half off or something like that. It was always funny because I think someone told me once, it's like, yeah, you know, the people on the other side, they have no way of knowing when you saw that infomercial, so they're always just like gonna give you that extra deal no matter when you call in, right? You don't have to call in like right after the commercial. You can just like call in whatever and go, oh yeah, you're gonna give me that other thing too? They will. Yeah, I got these accessories worth $75 for free! Or we'll throw in a second one for free! Ah, yes, the easy payments too, right? 3 or 4 easy payments of some low price. Sort of to obfuscate the fact that you're kind of paying out the nose for them. Also, interest. You know, easy way to make even more money off of it. It's always the hidden fees you gotta look out for. A lot in the fine print that you might miss if you don't comb over it carefully. Whew. And there you have it. Le Mans is finished. At least this one is. Status on track. Thankfully. 50 points. We made it out on top. Wait. These guys weren't even second and third. It was like Rubio and Kyle. Did they choke? They choked at some point. After being like an absolute thorn in my side, they just like lost so much of their spirit. They were like, all right, Mats, Costas, oh, now you can take podium. What do I care? Can't get first anymore. My life has no meaning anymore. Well, not my problem. I got first. Champion! Kyle was a lap behind me. My God! Just imagine that guy was like just blasting ahead, tussling for first for a good long while there. And then they weren't. Oof. I know they're a computer player, but oof. As you were finishing up, he was still on 29. Ah, I see. All right. Anyways, that's it. Le Mans done. We're going back. Let's see what happens from here. I'm pretty sure that was the last event. Yeah, there we go. You have reached the end of this season. Please review your contract offers and sign a new contract to continue with the next season of your career. Finally! This is what we've been looking for like 4 streams. Now we're finally getting on to season 3. Yes! Yes! That means we can finally get off of supercarts, probably. Look at that. New mail. More mail. Ah, there we go. Oh my God. Let's go through this. And oh yeah. You just got... Oh, okay. It's like every contract we've been offered up to this point. Now we can have our pick. Who do we want to sign up with? Was one on here today for a vacuum. OG price was £350 and they reduced it to $240. That kind of markdown to make it look like you're getting big savings when it just turns out now that's you know, what they were always selling it for. They're just making it look like you're getting it one on the big companies. Yeah. And now off to the scrapyard for that car. Yeah. Gonna disassemble it and maybe repurpose the parts for something else. $350 for a cordless vacuum, though. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like a lot, especially with the upkeep you probably have to do. Like, imagine swapping out batteries and things like that, you know, emptying the bag and doing routine maintenance on it, cleaning it up to make sure it still functions. All right. Let's see what we got here. GT3 contract offer. Red Raven Racing. Ooh, they want me to drive the McLaren 12C? Ooh, all right. This is Renault UK, the CeeLo Cup. Okay. Oh, it's another CeeLo Cup. Wow, Renault. Oh no, Thunderbolt and Gridstorm. Huh, okay. Barracuda. Oh, Formula Rookie. Had those bags burst before, looked like I'd be antiqued. Oh man. That's a bummer. Paying out the nose for a vacuum and just have like it break down just like that. Like, God, what did I spend my money for then? Jeez. Another Formula Rookie contract offer. All right. LMP3. Semi-pro. They want me to drive a Caterham SP300R. All right. Torque Riders. They want me to continue racing with them, but it's supercarts. Unfortunately, I have higher aspirations now. It's been a fun time, but I feel like we've spent an extended period of time with supercarts. I kind of want to check out some other stuff here. We have here, oh, more supercarts. Kart 1. Oh, yeah, let's go back down to regular carts after spending an eternity in supercarts. That sounds about right. Kart 1. Okay. The other offers were just carts, but yeah. Time to move to the grown-up vehicles, yeah. We're getting to the full-ass cars now. I just have to decide which ones I want. When I'm driving do I want to get into McLaren? Do I want to drive a Formula car? Maybe a Caterham? Or a Renault? Gotta be honest, I'm interested in GT3. I'm gonna drive a McLaren. Think I will accept this.
Welcome to GT3, the pinnacle of Grand Touring racing. You'll start out in one of several regional series and race to earn yourself a seat in the GT3 Euro Championship.
Oh man.
Each round features a sprint race and a main race.
Alright, so not too
Points
different.
are scored by the top 10 finishers, and a bonus point is scored for setting the fastest qualifying time. There's a mandatory pit stop during the main race. The pit lane is always open for repairs and tire changes.
So I have to
No
do one pit stop?
refueling is allowed during races. Time to get in your car.
Alright, so there's a bit of resource management going on here. The Renault will have you driving a hot hatch. Ah, okay. Gotcha. There we go. Just doing the introductions. We'd like to invite you to come on and participate in the RTC1 UK Cup on behalf of Orion Racing. The event starts on the 23rd, and it'll be great to have you behind the wheel representing our team. Hi, I'm Charlton Day, and I'll be your race engineer this season. We were all delighted when we heard you had come on board. The car is ready, so let's get going on how we can best attack the season and win the championship. From Peter Hyman. Your McLaren 12C GT3 is being prepared as we speak, so meet me at the track as soon as you're ready. Good luck with the season ahead. Oh, Torque Riders. Hey man, sorry to hear you're leaving. It was a bit of a shock to us, to be honest, but we respect your decision. Hopefully we won't be driving against you in the future season. All the best, mate. That's cute. I like that. It's all flavor text in the end, but no, it's a nice touch. Pete can't English, yeah. Had a bit of a hiccup there. Hey, look at that top right. It no longer says 250cc supercarts. Now it's 12C GT3, because that's where we're at. All right, let's do a few events here. All right, off to the calendar. But first, we got this side event to go to. Yeah, let's do it. Racing a BMW. the Nürburgring. We're just getting into it. We're just gonna race. Can't see it right now, but or maybe like only see like a very small bit of it. But yeah, the odometer has changed, right? Like the other one was much more digital readout. This one is like the more analog meter style of readout with the numerical thing in the center. Okay, this is gonna be tricky. Oh. I did go back to the Crew Motorfest because they had like a big update that added a new playlist. Donk versus Lowrider. It's all about that sort of you know, more street tuner show-off style of culture in the US. It was an interesting playlist. Because they had you like pick which path you wanted to take. I was kind of agonizing over that. I realized I shouldn't have earlier because once you finish like either the Donk path or the Lowrider path, they'll take you back to the menu so you can do the other one. So you actually get to experience the whole thing, and probably for good reason too. I did the Donk side to start with, and that was interesting because they introduced a new mode. Well, sort of. It was like a race, but slightly different start. So they had like lights that popped off, and if you accelerated at the right time, they gave you a charge of boost. And if you did that 3 times, that would give you like 3 charges of boost for the race. So that was interesting. It was like a pseudo drag race, but not quite, right? It's not like in the same way that you know, the drag modes in the Crew are, or the ones in like the old Need for Speed games were. But felt like they were trying to emulate that. And it was like at least mixed it up a little bit, so that's cool. Lowriders and racing don't mix very well with how low they are. Yeah, funny thing. It's like the lowrider side. That's where they really mix things up. They put in a goddamn rhythm minigame. Like, some of the events weren't even about the racing, they were just more about, you know, just using those shocks to the beat. It was great. It was like, it reminded me a lot of, like, the Karaoke Revolution games, where you would see, like, the arrows go down the track, and you would have to hit the arrows in time with it. Oh, they did a GTA San Andreas minigame. Yeah! Yeah, when I said that on Twitter, I think someone on Twitter said that too. Oh, yeah, that was like in GTA San Andreas. And you know what? Yeah, I saw some videos on that. It's like, yeah, it's pretty much it. You know, it had a bit more of a fanciful interface and everything, but it was pretty much the yeah, press arrows as they entered the circle kind of game. And I felt like it was a pretty good representation. I don't know. Someone who's on the outside of the whole thing. It felt like they were trying to do what they could to, you know, not only, like, you know, make the playlist feel fresh, but also maybe accurately represent the culture they wanted to showcase in that playlist. So, hey, you know what? That's cool. Think back to the Dance Dance Revolution days. Yeah! Yeah, something like that, except instead of like four tracks for each arrow, it's like 1 track for all the arrows. And you know, the charts aren't as complicated as they might be in DDR. Oh man, another ad break. I'll continue my thoughts on Motorfest shortly. And there isn't that much more. Personally, I'm glad we're back to regular races now. The 2-hour endurance race was a way to mix things up, but hopefully that won't be a norm. Hopefully I won't have to do Le Mans like, you know, every now and then because the game mandates that I do it. At the very least, they give me an option to, like, I don't know, skip it or automate it in the future. Still find that bizarre. It's like, automate the event. They were like, all right, you got to do another 1,800 laps in. I feel like even if you pump that thing up to 24 hours, you weren't going to do 1,800. Right? Just imagine that, right? Like, 4 minutes per lap, 1,800 laps. That's like, what, 7,200 minutes? Like, 200 hours, several days? Much longer than they would have you do for one of these? Like, bro, they put in that high limit just so you wouldn't be able to automate it. This is like the long and short of it, really. Wow, that was a one-off. All right. Hey, another trophy for the shelf. I wish there was, like, some sort of place where we could see, like, our accomplishments. Or maybe there is, and I just don't know where to check for it. Also, welcome back. Great win, mate. Charlton Day. Ha! You know what? Short and sweet. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
Okay, the pressure's on. Focus on the light. We can do this. Nail him into the first corner.
Oh, okay. We're still doing touring cars. All right. Yeah, just a room full of trophies that have Azure redacted engraved on them. Just like went through all the trouble to actually put asterisks in the plaque, in the nameplate. It's where you bring out that cake that says an attempt was made, or at least you tried. Okay. I was gonna say, are we gonna get to drive invisible cars? But nah. I know it's a loading thing, but it's still funny to think about it. It's like, oh man, we're now dealing with some future tech. But yeah. I think they said that another playlist would be arriving in Crew Motorfest next month. And it's going to be like Off-Road Races Volume 2. Which means we'll get that one guy back. I'm curious to see how they'll follow up with that. And after that, it won't be long before they open up Maui and have their next playlist reveal. I wonder how that's going to work. Are they just going to keep, like, introducing one playlist at a time, or is, like, they're gonna have, like, a separate DLC that includes, like, a handful of new playlists? Because if it's the latter, it would at least be an excuse for me to put the Crew Motorfest back on the schedule. Maybe go through that stuff and see what they have to offer there. Along with exploring Maui, because that will probably be fun, at least for a bit. They keep updating Motorfest like that. That game's gonna have some good legs on it. It's just gonna become like an even better deal as time goes on, because there's gonna be a lot more game to go through, and I'm sure the price will go down too as time goes on. So it's gonna be a good value package, to be honest. That's one of the things I like. One of the things I appreciate when a game adds in the substantial amount of post-launch content. Especially if it's for free. That's like the best part. I know I've said it already, but I feel like Crash Team Racing Nitro Field might be my favorite example of a game that just gets a substantial amount of post-launch content and at the end is an even better product than what it started off with, right? It's like, you already got yourself a great deal with Nitro Field, like if you bought it day one, but if you were to buy it today, you got even more, right? More tracks, more characters, more everything. And that's on top of the stuff they've already added through the remake. I think the Forza live stream will be next week because it's the last week of this god-awful playlist. Oh yeah, yeah. They're rolling over to the last week this week. We're in like a weird position where like the seasons don't roll around with the start of a month anymore. They kind of like happen at the beginning and the end. Because like Forza, for better or worse, is committing to like, you know, four weeks per season. I mean, they kind of have to because, you know, 4 seasons in a year and each week is like one season. So they can't do what Motorfest does and just have like certain seasons be 5 weeks and certain seasons be 4 weeks to kind of keep them all in the span of a month. But I'm sure it was probably even more awkward for Horizon 4 because that's like 6 years old now, so they probably were at a period where season rollovers would happen like mid-month, and you just had to take that into account. Yeah, I forget what Horizon 5 was gonna have for next season. If I remember correctly, they said they were gonna have like a new collectible type. To be honest, I don't like pay attention to those too much anymore because that just amounts to, oh yeah, now you get to smash this new shape of thing that we've dotted around this area here. Like, I think this season there was like that one week where you had to smash 10 robots around the Grand Telescopo. But you know, that's cool. They designed a new thing to smash, but not too much different from the other times they asked us to smash X number of things around an area. Cars and coffee meeting point. Ah, okay. I found those robots cute with how they blink. I can at least appreciate they put some effort into it, you know. Made it seem more like, then yeah, we modeled this thing and then we put it out in the world. You know, like how the snow people, if you run into them, they go from smiling to frowning. Always an amusing touch, if nothing else. Oh yeah, and then the eyes when you hit them, yeah. It's just like, man, I just need the festival points. It's nothing personal. And the one collectible I like that's seen some more frequent reuse is like those cubes. I think they were in the Rally Adventure expansion as well for one of the factions. But yeah, those cubes you just run into and yeah, they break apart. Yeah, the Neon H cubes. Yes, those. They were just funny to me, if nothing else. Gotten super lazy with the dailies. At the very least, they're mostly easy to parse. But yeah, I always find it funny when one of them is like, oh yeah, just like take a picture or even just straight up wear an outfit, right? Just like go to your house, go to customize character, go select the outfit, and then, you know, go out, get your credit, and then go back in and swap back to your regular clothes. Easiest points ever. I was partial to the Lucky Cats. Oh yeah, those were cool too. The little Mew when you crashed into them. Yeah, I guess that's like the one thing with the collectibles. Even if they mostly amount to the same thing, at least they're putting like a little extra touch onto them that just don't make them feel like they're another prop in the world. Most are awful, but now and again they pull it out the bag. Yeah. I do like the ones where like some portion of the world gets affected somehow. Like, you know, they might stick something in the stadium or like, you know, redecorate some other place in Mexico. The ones I think are both like simultaneously cool and a bit of a bummer are like the ones where they change every week, right? Well, like add a stage or a new environment in some location somewhere that's only there for the week, and you only get to like check it out for that week. Like I remember when Forza was doing like their 10th anniversary thing, and then each week they had like a different stage for each Horizon game in a different location, and that was like the only time you could check out that stage. And I was like, ah man. Kind of thing you wish would exist in perpetuity, but you can kind of sort of understand why it might not. Can only imagine what would happen if they did, like, you know, keep all the environments in like the crew does. Like eventually the entire place will just be littered with like, you know, structures devoted to starting points and all that. I mean, you can kind of sort of already see that with Motorfest, right? You see like the new points pop up with like the new events and the new skills, starting spots and everything. It's like the island becomes a little bit more lively with each playlist they add. A blessing and a curse, because sometimes you're able to do new stuff, but other times you're just not able to drive through that area freely like you used to be able to. Alright, continue to the race. Okay, I selected the right option. I was not sure if I did, but I did. They really pulled out all the stops for that new Lunar New Year. The dragons at the stadium was so good in that dragon drone show. Oh yeah. Yeah, usually it's like the stadium makeovers that tend to be some of the better ones. Like when they convert the stadium into an ice rink, or like turn it into like a tropical beach skate park. Is it just me, or does that one tree kind of look like like some sort of ant? It's like got like two arms, like just out there. It looks like about ready to devour someone. Devour any unfortunate sap that happens to get close by. Is that an Easter egg, or does the tree actually look like that in real life? That's what I want to know. We need custom race start points in Forza. A lot of stuff we need in Forza. I mean, they've added a good amount of stuff to like the event lab, but there's definitely more they could do, even, you know, 2 years out. Jeez. Ooh, wow. Miraculously, I stayed on track. That tree is creepy. I know, right? Like that would actually be like one of those things they would have on one of those images. Like, yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it, because I definitely can't unsee it now. Why does the tree have those branches like that? Is that deliberate, or is that someone on the environment design team just having a bit of fun? Gee, I just got, like, tweet material idea. What if I took a screenshot of that tree? Just, like, took a screenshot of that and go, what the heck is this? Just, like, put a circle around and go, like, is this tree, like, actually in the track in real life, or is this someone just having a bit of fun there? This track at night? Yeah, no, cursed tree, I know, right? I swear to God, if I saw that thing, I would not be sleeping, like, ever. There. Screenshot taken. Worth going off track for. Oh, wow. I think I hit an invisible wall. Thank goodness, I guess this is because I have the skill cranked down to 1% still, but that far off track, and I'm still able to keep pole position. I think I might have to turn that back up. I'll turn it back up until I have to turn it down again. This is like a bit much for me. I like winning, don't get me wrong, but I want to at least like pretend I'm having some sort of challenge, right? And I know pretend is like doing a lot of heavy lifting here, but still. The devs knew what they were doing. I do feel like that. There we go. Round 1 is done, and we're sitting in a good spot. Alright, just more flavor mail. Alright. Continuing with the TC here. Round 2 of 2, okay. We'll just skip the qualifying here, and... Alright, I wanted to bring this back up. We'll put it at 10. About as much as I can handle. Going back to Alton Park, Foster's. Let's drive.
Go, go, go.
Any moment now. There we go. Manual control. And we're off. Etc. Oh man, okay. This... Yeah. This is why I at least go into a practice round of some sort before I, go into the race proper. At least to figure out the track. Oh, wow. Really the end of the lap already. Whew. Guessing this event is going to be a quick one. As if, we do 3 laps as before, but they could easily increase that to 4 or 5. No problem. What's next? Cursed rotted great oak from Dark Souls. Right, you just like see a big ominous tree just in the background. Just towers over everything else. It's actually pretty funny because I've been playing Elden Ring in my off time, and yeah, that has just giant trees dotting the landscape, and yeah. Just imagine one of those, seeing one of those in the background. Like goddamn Yggdrasil and like 98% of JRPGs out there. And of course also a handful of WRPGs as well. Oh, and it's raining too. This is totally going to be one of those races where I just like completely blow out for one reason or another. Unless this BMW got what it takes to keep me on the road. I feel like in this game especially, rain really forces you to be astronomically more careful. Creepy trees, you think living forest for Mortal Kombat? Yeah. It's like either that or kinda sorta Deku Forest. I know that's like, less trees and more just like enemy plants and, the Deku tree itself, but still. Oh yeah, I can feel this car drift. Oh, this is gonna be a fun time. Alright, I'm at position 1. I can just, skip to the end of the session. It's the escort all over again in the rain. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Let's see how the race itself goes. What the fuck? So skip means I just skip to the end. I don't get to lock in my time or position or anything like that. Got it. Alright, well, hopefully this BMW will be able to stake it out. Gotta make sure I fight my way to the front. Maybe I'll dial back the skill level to 5 or something. I mean, this wasn't that bad. For now, see how the rubber band works with me in these future laps. Did anyone see that teaser Nintendo put out It was like a weird teaser, purple nothing, right? They just kind of dropped it out of nowhere. Seems like sort of horror-related thing. Apparently, people are calling it Emio for now. It's definitely something interesting, because it's not like you see Nintendo kind of really dip their toes into the horror genre. Right, the closest they've probably gotten was like Luigi's Mansion, but even that is more like, you know, silly slapstick horror and not like, you know, actual jump scare, your pants off kind of thing. Two words combined you don't see often, right? Not something you'd expect Nintendo to do, but hey, you know what? I'm sure they'll bring something unique to the table. I won't play it myself, but I'm eager to see what they got in store, at least. Other given like it was like rated M and everything, you could probably understand why they didn't have it on the Direct. You know, with everything else, it would have been cool, but probably wouldn't have fit with everything else they were putting out there. Yeah, exciting times. Hopefully we'll hear more about it soon. Hopefully it won't be like a case of, yeah, we get this teaser and that's all we get for like, you know, a few years or something like that. Hopefully that's not the case. They're too scared to dip their toes in the adult market. I mean, yeah, I guess when it comes to things like purely for adults, they don't quite do that. I mean, they definitely have, you know, the adult audience as a periphery, and it's not like their games don't cater towards the more mature crowd, especially when you consider, like, you know, some of their games like, you know, Odyssey and Zelda and the like do have like that sort of post-credits endgame that is a degree more difficult than what folks might be used to. You know, they're just not the main focus, and yeah, hopefully we'll see where Emio goes and if they can pull that off. Here's hoping they do, because it would be nice to see another sort of franchise from Nintendo take off, like same way Splatoon did in like the mid 2010s, right? It's kind of like their last big thing, right? Splatoon. Like, they attempted something with ARMS, and, you know, that got some traction and got, like, a representation in Smash Bros, but unless, like, the next console comes out with, like, ARMS 2 or something, that might be a one and done. Kind of a bummer, because ARMS had a pretty unique concept. Anyways, we got the RTC1 UK Cup. 3 in a row, yeah! Hat trick, baby! What's next? Ah, the GT5, okay. This is a four events, okay. Alright, as I said, I want to maybe dial it back. We'll bring it to 7. And simulate to qualifying. Alright, let's enter. Remember that Viscera cleanup? Oh yeah, Viscera cleanup detail. I remember trying to play that game. For some reason I could never get past the first level. It would be like, I tried to clean up everything I could, right? I'd send the debris into the appropriate spot. I tried to mop up all the stains and the debris and everything, but even then I would go to like the exit portal, and then they go, yeah, you were fired, you didn't clean up enough. I'm like, bro, I searched up and down for every corner. I don't know what you want from me. I kind of just like gave up on that game. And I feel like if I were more meticulous, maybe I could have gotten somewhere, but kid me was just like having none of it. Oh, also we're in admin, so Probably have to repeat some of that, but that's okay. That is on me for not noticing that. I feel like it should have been notifications, probably. Oh god. Okay, I can see this is going to be fun. I have to be way more careful about this, because this car is quite squirrely. I might have to turn down the skill level a bit more, actually. Okay, so just don't want to turn for like extra long amounts of time, and don't turn while I'm accelerating. I should be okay. Oh god. And welcome back from Adland. Probably got some more ads for the first Descendant, if anything, I imagine. This is why I'm in the qualifying session. So I can get a feel for the car and the turns and see how much I can do and get away with. I hope I can at least get one good lap time so I'll have a high starting position. Probably won't be at the front, but can at least have fewer cars to fight towards the front, if anything. At least this track seems to be mostly straightaways. Well, I shouldn't say mostly, but it's like a lot more, right? It's not a very technical track. Turns are pretty easy. Well, most of them are. It's just that I have to be able to make my way through. Yeah, Viscera Cleanup Detail does remind me of that other game I played during the X Fest. Oh, I forget what it's called, but it was like a dungeon cleanup game, right? It was like along the same lines of Viscera Cleanup Detail, but instead of like, you know, cleaning up space stations and stuff, you were instead like cleaning up dungeons and resetting traps for like the next adventuring party to go through. Right? Everyone's playing as like goblins wearing maid outfits. And we're just like cleaning things up that way. It was, for what I've played of it, it was pretty fun, and I can definitely see that being a good collab game. Right, once it comes out, probably see quite a few collabs on it, because hey, maid outfits and cleanup and co-op. You couldn't ask for a better combination, really. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. Do not worry, you didn't miss much. I am still qualifying for this event here. Trying to figure out this car that is like pretty squirrely. I think I sort of got the hang of it. As long as I don't like turn and accelerate at the same time, I think I'm okay. Or, you know, brake and turn sharply. I should be okay. Oh, like that. After completing one lap, I'm still at 16th place. I'm sure those spin-outs don't help me any. Work phoning me at 5:15 a.m. Jeez. I hate it when they do that. Like, unless it's like one of those positions where they explicitly say, yes, you're gonna be on call and you can expect us to call you, you know, off hours. When they do, it's just like, bro, I work specific hours for a reason. Alright, I want the rest of the day to be devoted to me, to do what I need to do or what I want to do. I would much rather not be interrupted, thank you. Seems like I'm on a very long haul next Monday. Apparently I'm driving to Cologne, Germany. Oh man. Got a big assignment lined up. Well, at the very least, maybe you'll get to see some sights along the way. Would that be a change of scenery? Like a switch up from what you usually do? Yep, mainland Europe. Ah, okay, okay. At least you got that, at least. It'd be like playing Euro Truck Simulator 2 in real life. Almost. At least that's how I view it. If only Euro France was happening while I was there. If only, right? Just wish the events would line up so you'd have an excuse to maybe stay a little bit longer. That's what some of my friends who still go to cons, that's what they've started doing. It's like they'll stay for like a few days after the con so they can explore the city proper, right? Because, while the con's going, you obviously want to see the con, so why not maybe take an extra day or two afterwards to just explore the rest of the place while you're there, right? May as well. For a little extra money, you can switch it up and take a little longer break. That is a maneuver I can approve of. Yeah, you can't get culture while at a con with everything happening, yeah. Yeah, depending on what you're doing, for the most part, you're there to do con-related business, usually. Yeah, 3 to 4 days hardcore, everything turned up to 11. Right, just like walking around the area, making sure you're hitting up all the places you want to go, checking out all the panels you want to see, meeting all the people you want to meet. Maybe you might have enough time to hit up a convenience store or another store to pick up like food or supplies or something here and there. That being said, I do know some people who are even at the point where they're like, yeah, even if the con is like 3 days long, I might only go in for like 1 or 2 of those days. I'm just gonna spend the rest of the time exploring the city. And you know what? That's also valid. I think they do it in a way. They just split, like, when they go to the con with someone else, right? They'll usually go with someone else who will go the other days that the first person doesn't go, and you know what? That works out. Right, as long as the con is cool with it, then might as well just utilize that ticket, that pass to the fullest. Try not to get felt up in the bar or nightly rave. That shouldn't be a thing, but yeah. Understandable, some folk aren't into the full con experience and just get a day pass or something. Yeah, absolutely fine, right? Sometimes you just get everything you want within a day. Or, maybe all you can do is a day, and that's totally fine too. Alright. this should be the last lap because the 10-minute timer is about to go up. Or run out, I should say, not go up. My BF is like that. He's not one for the panels and all the extra stuff. Yeah, if you're not into the panels or the meet and greets or like the special events or anything, you just want to walk around the dealer's room, the exhibition hall, the artist's alley, and just have your fill with that, then yeah. Get the day pass and get your money's worth there. That's it. There were some panels I went to that were absolutely cool. It was mostly the ones at PAX, because those were the industry panels. The people who like make the games and stuff. They were gonna preview the stuff that we're gonna have in the future. Like, I remember going to the one panel that was being run by Iron Galaxy when they were still developing Killer Instinct. They were like showing off like the future season 2 characters, and that was like pretty cool. I remember because they were like showing off like the one new feature, and they're like, "Oh yeah, and you might have noticed something else there if you were eagle-eyed," and everyone was instantly like, "Oh yeah, hey, there's that one name there of a character we haven't seen yet. They must be coming soon." And they're like, "Yeah, that character is coming very soon." And there were some other panels that I went to where they offered up like stuff to everyone attending. Right, you like go to your seat and you see they have like a box set there or something, and I was like, oh man, this is even cooler now. Yeah, hit up the arcade stuff or the audience participation panels. The games area is one place I do visit a lot. I don't know, because it's just fun, especially at the anime cons where they will have lots of stations with a bunch of import games that you can check out, and some retro stuff that was like never localized either. So that's like pretty cool. You see like the big rhythm game machines, or like the stuff that you would probably never see otherwise. Unless you went to like round 1 or something, but yeah. And I did go to like a handful of audience participation panels. They were just like mostly game show stuff, so nothing too out there, but it was still fun. Just watching like the attendees try to out trivia one another to be the winner of the panel. Fun times. Have you done any of the, like, audience participation stuff? I gotta imagine they must have some other fun things at other cons. Jeez. I think I spun out on that turn before. I really gotta watch myself there. Just Jimgo Bingo at CFZ. That was a super fun evening when tech went wrong. Yeah, it's like the double-edged sword, right? You kind of feel for the folks who had an original idea and couldn't really quite follow through because of one thing or another, but if they manage to pull off something else that makes the panel just as memorable, it's a story you can tell. That's always a fun time. Was getting entertained by fursuits with confetti cannons because it was Christmas themed. Ooh, like giant crackers. That's not a thing we do in the U.S. We don't have crackers, and I read about, like, you know, people in other countries like talking about how they open up their Christmas crackers and like, I wish we had something like that, but I'm guessing probably deemed it too dangerous for the kids because it's explosive and stuff. I don't know. I guess there is some justification to having like a potentially explosive thing next to close to a kid, but seems like it would be a fun thing to do at least once. I don't know. It's tradition here. Everyone forced to wear those paper crowns and read the dad jokes inside. It's like Laffy Taffy, right? You just read the joke and go, yeah, that's a good one. Ha 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 ha. And now I just like pull off puns. I pull off puns intentionally. I do it on purpose. And it makes for a good moment where you just pull off the pun, you go, and everyone else just goes, yeah, we get it. Very funny. Boom! Another race in the bag. That's 1 of 4. Well, it wasn't that troublesome. This one should be fine. Yep, more affirmations. Right. The Road TC Euro Championship. Doing more tour cars. Okay. Great when you get fursuiters messing with the camera crew who were live streaming it. Ah, man. Hopefully they weren't being too much trouble. And it's fun to have shenanigans, but you know, make sure you keep it in check. You know, still gotta document the whole thing for posterity and all that.
Go, go, go!
Okay, well, and here we go. This is kind of funny. They gave us manual control like shortly after we left the garage, whereas some of those other events are like, nah, we're gonna auto drive you out to the track and then we'll let you loose. I wonder what the difference is. Mel, one of the con mascots, she took a GoPro and ran a full lap of the convention space. Wow. Absolute pro right there, goddamn. It'll make for a fun video afterwards, though. Just imagine that, just like a POV, you are sprinting around the con space. Yeah, it takes some doing in a full suit. Like, sheesh. Got all that extra weight on you. Can't be easy to move around in. But they made it work. I think I watched a few videos like that on YouTube where they attach a GoPro camera to like a pet's head and then you just let the pet loose, and then you get to see like what the pet does. Like, I think they would put one on a dog once, and you saw the dog just like suddenly take off. Right, they started like running through the town, like all the way to the beach, and then jumped into the water. It was a fun time because you got to see it like run past all these people. You know, just like glancing over and seeing this dog just zoom past them. They had a camera on their head. It was like, must have been a sight to see. Have you seen those vids of seagulls stealing GoPros and flying off with it in its beak? I haven't, but that's gotta be interesting. It's like suddenly see the camera just like get much higher in the air. Or maybe it becomes like partially obfuscated, because I imagine some of it might be like, you know, shooting into the seagull's beak or something. Gotta be interesting if they manage to recover it too. Like you get to see it as it drops to the ground as well, or something. I think there was another video I saw where someone strapped a GoPro camera to like a cat, and then they like let the cat roam for like several hours. So you got to see the cat, you know, like just jump up and down things and climb across, or you know, walk across rooftops and ledges and things like that. It was interesting, right? It's like POV, you are a cat, and you got to see cat do cat things throughout the day. Trying to think if there were like any other GoPro perspective videos I've seen, but I think those are the ones that stood out to me the most. I don't know, sometimes it's also fun to watch the ones where, you know, they strap the cameras to like a helmet, you know, a person's helmet, and you get to see them just like, you know, go biking down a mountainside or something like that, or go hang gliding, and you just get to pretend to be doing that yourself. And it's always a harrowing time, but at the very least I'm doing it from the comfort of my home, so it's not that bad. Saw a fursuiter do that with one of those 360 cameras. Ooh, a 360 camera even. That's exciting. It's even more fun when you're able to do that and just like get the perspective of everyone. I think I had a friend of mine who had like a 360 camera, and they were just like putting up 360 videos on Facebook, and it was just kind of fun because they were doing a variety of things, and you could just like, you know, rotate your view around and just see all around you what's happening all around you. It was interesting. Just grabbed it and legged it around the con. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, hopefully... Well, yeah, that must have been a cool thing. Just get yourself that con experience without being at the con. Just look around and see all the people just walking around. Just wondering what they're up to and everything. I love those 360 vids of the dealer's den so I can see the stalls. Ooh! That's gotta be cool, too. It's like those wildlife videos where they train the camera on like a nest or something, except you get yourself a full 360 view of that one spot. That's one of the things I like about Google Maps. When you see, when you go to like a specific spot in the map and you see they have like little spots that are just like 360 shots, but you get to see the inside of a building or like a place where you normally wouldn't be able to see from a car, but someone just put in like a 360-degree shot from there, and that's kind of cool. Right, just like you'll just decide, hey, I want to see what I can do from like, you know, street view in like Alaska. Right, and maybe like there might be a building or two where they have like 360-degree shots of inside the building, and that's pretty cool. Some of those places that are restricted, oh yeah. You're like, oh wow, I get to see somewhere I normally wouldn't be able to see, period. Like the Sepulveda Dam. I pronounced that correct? Sepulveda. Sepulveda. Yep. Ah, good. I always have trouble with pronouncing things that I can't quite intuit at first glance, so that's why I see, like, you know, a name like that, and I have to pause for a moment and try to parse it and go, okay, try to group out the letters into something I can get close to pronouncing, or get through, at least. I'd love to visit there. Some of my favorite shows were filmed there. Oh, like, what kinds of shows? What shows are we talking about? I can imagine the sort of epic confrontations you could have at a dam, though. Depending on how large this dam was. Knight Rider, for one. Okay, yeah. It sold me. Sold me in one. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the dam. This is usually a good place to have a climactic showdown. You know, you got one side that's just like a giant-ass drop. You know, you can really raise the stakes there. They did a car jump on top of it. Well, there you go. Like that, too. A place to get some really sick air, as it were. As like that one race in The Crew 2, the boat race that just like takes you straight off a waterfall and you just like, you know, go to the river below, and it's fun, right? Just big drop. A big drop that you don't have to personally experience and get all freaked out over. It's fun. Alright, end of qualifying. We're in P1, so we're in a good position. And this car is easy enough to steer, so I can't imagine anything going horribly wrong here. Knock on wood. Now watch something go horribly wrong because I said that. Whenever you say damn, I can't help but think of the one that collapsed in split second. That was sure the spectacle right there, wasn't it? Just the entire goddamn dam just collapsing. See all that water falling down. You're like, I gotta drive under all this wreckage. Hell of a takedown too. You manage to get catch enough opponents in there. You're like, oh yeah, you gotta jump several places thanks to it. Has it been since Split Second came out? I feel like it's got to be like over 10 years now, or at least close to it, if not over. God damn! I wish someone would at least do a spiritual successor or something. Give us another stunt explosion-filled race fest. I'm sure Disney's not going to come after anyone who does that, right? If they differentiate it enough. You know, maybe call it like, I don't know, rapid fire decision making or something like that. Damn, we're in ad mode again. I need to check, because there might be a setting I might have messed up somewhere, because it used to notify me, right? It would give me like a minute's warning, let me know that, an ad would be coming soon. Or maybe I'm just missing them. Maybe I'm just, like, not seeing them for some reason. I should probably pay more attention to the chat window, see if it pops up, because it might just be a case where I'm just being really inattentive. You know, VTubers not paying attention to things, say it ain't so. Yeah, it couldn't be. Couldn't possibly be. Probably is. We're way too late there. So, welcome back from Adland. That and the railway bridge. The one power play that still stands out to me is the plane. The plane on the runway. The first one you see and probably the most impactful. Because you even get that like bit of foreshadowing, right? You pop it off and just hear like some vague message over the radio, and you drive over onto the runway. It's like, oh god, is that a plane? And it's coming right towards us. Ah! It's like that point you realize, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those, huh? A lot of showstoppers like that. 2010 split second. Oh god, it's been like almost 15 years now. Game truly was one of a kind. It shouldn't have been, but it is. At least you can still get split second, unlike Blur. Blur is just gone completely. And it's like largely because it used licensed cars. I imagine if Blur did use like fictitious cars like Split Second did, it might still be up on some storefront somewhere. But nowadays, if you want to play Blur, you're gonna have to find a physical copy of it, and even then, you probably won't get like all the patches and stuff that came with it post-launch. And obviously, the multiplayer is no longer functional. Gotta be change of pants time too with the nuclear power plant cooling towers. Yeah, right. You're just driving through that, right, and you're just going, "Oh man, I hope it doesn't explode. I hope it doesn't explode. I hope it doesn't explode." That's pretty much what I do anytime I go through like one of those risky places where someone could reasonably pull off a power play. It's like, oh man, I hope someone doesn't set it off, because that will make it like the biggest mistake of my life. Right, I'm gonna be losing places thanks to it. Maybe losing time too if I gotta retry that stuff. We have a lot of tunnels under the sea like that. Oh god. I mean, as convenient as they are, there's always that fear, like, oh god, what if the tunnel collapses and I'm still inside the tunnel? I'm pretty sure they made a movie of that. I think they had, at least in the US, they had a movie about that. It's like some sort of tunnel cave-in and, people trapped inside and then they gotta try to survive with dwindling air supplies and sanity and spirit and all that. Motorway and then you're underground under all that water. Daylight? Maybe? I just remember there was a movie like that. Whew. Look at that. People in the fan charts popping off. Look at that. That's all about WMD/beep this season. Don't let us down. Hashtag Red Raven Racing. Beep has a lot to live up to this season. Wonder if there's a possibility of winning both the driver and constructors championships this season. What if? I remember Tekken had a background of that too. It would be a good dramatic shot for that, wouldn't it? Just a fight in a collapsed tunnel. Good setting for a battle. Alright, well, yeah. we managed to get our feet wet in a Season 3. Finally got out of Season 2. We're going to probably spend a lot of time in Season 3. I'll check real quick. Is there a place where I can check my... let's see. Oh, that's just profile. That's a new. I don't want to do a new career. Yeah, I guess we'll just continue like that. Ironically, it's called Tunnel Disaster. A disaster in more ways than one, right? Alright, alright. Well, I do have some things I want to do, like, after this, so I will... This will be a little shorter stream tonight, but you know what? We got through Le Mans. We finally got through year 2. Getting started on year 3. New types of cars to drive. And, you know, just like, you know, all, cars, car-ass cars, right? They're not carts anymore. We're driving cars. It's Project Cars now. Lots of cars. At least more than usual. So the main focus of the season now, not like one-off events like it was before. Yeah. We'll see more of year 3 next week, I suppose, because for now, I think I will call it here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and you know, chatted, hung around, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good night. Yes, you have a good night too, Molecular Shadow Fox, and have yourself a good day and a good next week. But yeah, I said it on Twitter, but yeah, this will be my only stream for this week. I have big commitment this weekend, so there will be no streams on Friday, and as has been usual for the past few weeks now, no streams this weekend. So next we meet, it will be next Wednesday, and we'll be doing more Project Cars. So look forward to that. But let's look for someone to raid for now. As we exit this window, I'm gonna be muted, so I will start up this separate garage playlist so you have some music to listen to. Because hey, some people just like having something happening in the background, right? Just like anything. Some other people might be able to do with silence, but some others might not, and that's totally fine. Ah, here we go. Okay. Let's see who's on tonight. Who shall we send everyone off to? Oh, ha. See, someone is playing Once Human. I haven't actually looked into seeing like what that game actually is. From the title, I have to assume like zombies will probably be involved some way. And if it's zombies, it'll probably be like a survival game. Maybe like some sort of co-op game. Something like that, because that's usually what zombie games are. I'd be surprised if it did anything different. Plenty of folks still playing Zenless Zone Zero. I gotta admit, Zenless Zone Zero, I don't think I'll ever play with that game, but one of the characters really did catch my eye because they got like a style that I actually kind of dig. I think her name was Sokaku, yeah, because she had like the short jacket and the kind of like the button-up style shirt and tie, the skirt. It was like a sort of combination of like, you know, casual and professional that I dug, and I feel like that's like the kind of fit that I would wear if I were out and about, and you know, had more confidence. I mean, I'd probably wear it even today, but that's like the kind of thing that would like totally work as just a regular casual outfit, right? If someone didn't know where your character was from, they just assumed that was just an outfit you would wear. see some folks playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 as well. That is a game I want to play, maybe sometime like way in the future. A lot of RPGs coming out, and RPGs are like one of those games that demands a lot of time. I mean, look, I'm playing one that demands a lot of time already. Admittedly, if I were like any more efficient at it, I would have had that game probably finished a little whiles before, but yeah, we're at like what stream? We're gonna be approaching stream 13, and you know, I average probably around like 5 hours per stream. So yeah, I saw somewhere where someone said, "Oh yeah, it should take you 30 hours to get through the main campaign," but I assume that's like the base campaign and not campaign plus DLC. But even then, I assume DLC would add like what, maybe 10 hours. I might be overshooting that. I had to check howlongtobeat.com, see how long they project someone would take to beat the Outer Worlds plus Peril on Gorgon plus Murder on Eridanos. Still some folks playing Final Fantasy XIV, but that doesn't surprise me anymore. There will always be people playing Final Fantasy XIV. That and like Overwatch 2, although Overwatch 2 is like slightly different. Well, I know the Transformers collab came out recently, right? That would probably be enough of an excuse for people to get back in there, right? Oh. Let's take another refresh and another look. Or it's someone else, but doesn't look like they have a VTuber avatar. It's a bit of a bummer. I mean, hey, they can stream as they wish. They don't even need an avatar. It can just be voice only, and that's perfectly valid. Escape from Tarkov. Vintage story. Lobotomy Corp. It's like part of a series that people seem to be really into, although it's the one where people recommend like start from a particular game in the series. I forget, but kind of want to start at the start because yeah, that's where the lore begins, and that's where you'll get the most context for everything else that happens afterwards. I was going to start Library of Ruina, right? But apparently that's like a game that happens later in that particular series, and I think Lobotomy Corp was actually like the first game of that particular universe you wanted to play if you wanted to get the full context of everything that happens in it. Oh, wow. See, someone's playing Warhammer Online. I didn't realize that was still online. A lot of things that I'm surprised are still online, but I guess as long as enough people are playing them, they got enough of a dedicated fan base to keep that game alive, then why not? Okay. Wow, they've actually been streaming for a while, but I think I want to read into them because they're playing a game that I'm kind of sort of interested in, but it's like one of those things that's like on the extreme back end of games that I want to play because there's so much more I want to play, but oh, maybe I should start paying attention to Twitch's recommendations more because they're offering up some folks that I don't normally see. I mean, even if none of them are someone I want to raid into, it's kind of fun seeing the wide variety of VTubers out there. They're offering up a good variety too. It's like a variety of view numbers, variety of it's like types of folks and games being played. But I have made my decision. Okay, looks like they got raids on. Not raided each other in 30 days. Alright. Edora Alfaro is playing Lost Epic. That's the ARPG, like, you know, in the vein of Diablo. You got the isometric view, you got the loot, you got the skills, you got the multiple classes, you got the life bars. Guess people dig that. Anyways, you can go wind down with that. Alright, raid message. What should we do? What should we... Oh, you know what? This one's easy. I feel like this one's it's slam dunk and what we can... There. If you're joining on the raid, give them "We survived Le Mans," and if not, have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. Have a good start to next week. I'll see you next Wednesday for more Project Cars. We're gonna continue year 3. All right, take care. Ooh, I did want to say I did get some other things in, and I might use that time when I get back from my commitment to see if I can fiddle around with it and have it ready next Wednesday. So it's not big. I won't say it's a big, but we'll have a little thing coming up. Okay, looks like we went through, so see ya.